personal habit.
Okay. Well, that sounds Star Warsy. Very much like the droid army coming out. Right there.
Habit.
Good call on the music. It very much like draws on a lot of the orchestral sound. John Williams, similar to John Williams.
I'm digging it.
Yeah, this could literally be the soundtrack for Star Wars real-time strategy. That was close.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show, and welcome to our first Star Wars West End D6 miniseries. Our GM is having a little bit of trouble in the back room, so we're just going to goof off for a few until he's ready. I hope you guys like the new music. It was a little choppy there, and I don't know what that was all about, but he also has some other music that we'll be swapping in and out. So how you guys doing?
So
Great,
far,
thanks.
so good. I'm just trying to get through Dungeon Crawler Carl now. About 50 pages in, and it's interesting.
I didn't get to read anything today at all. I was busy with weekend stuff, but good game last night. You guys did great. Bo did really, really, really well. Mark was a little quiet.
Mark's always quiet.
Kevin, yeah, Kevin was a little, rambunctious, and poor Bobby. If that keeps up,
He just needs to learn
It's not
to mute himself until he wants to say something. For all that, that's all
Yeah.
that's really coming.
well, it would help also if he had his mic, his camera on, because then he could, raise his hand and I would unmute his ass or something, because it's just so disruptive hearing and not wanting to get him in trouble or anybody else hearing us while he's at work. Even if he says it's okay, it's not okay. You're at work.
Well, what I mean is
You
he
know,
can unmute himself when he wants to do something, but he needs to realize he has to mute himself if you have a lot of background noise, like you did.
Mhm.
And that was the
True.
problem. I started muting him. I'm like, yeah, if it's important, I'll get third hands.
Right?
I did the same.
And that's the real point for that. Let's try and get him so that's in there.
I'm gonna go and see if he's messaging me on Discord for. No, he must just be having some trouble getting in or getting his camera to work. That was the initial problem. He was having his.
With the concept.
Ooh, the gossip. What's up, Coco? Coco's in my Wednesday Savage Sword game. He did really, really well. Almost stole the show. Just saying.
Good.
He's got a really good character.
I'm not going to brag about how many scorpions I finished off.
That's okay. I'm going to brag about how many characters I saved.
You got my MVP.
Well, that's good. Well, poor Kevin went down, so I'm like someone's got to heal him. And then when I was adding up all the bonuses, it says if you get a poultice, it's +2. If you have this kit, it's +2. If you have the skill, it's +3. I have healing hands, that's +3. And so when you start adding it all up, it's like, oh, and then the physician's kit's another +2. So I'm like, okay, +12. All right, I think that we're.
I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with that.
Well,
With the target numbers, it only makes sense that you would have anytime, Coco. You're going to need uh, a bunch of different places you can get bonuses. Obviously, the idea to stack as many as you can to get, you know, a decent plus, because when you're looking at 25s and 30s, with the mechanics.
I didn't mind the
Stats and skills.
25 for healing. When it says mortal wounds, I do wish that what I do wish it did is it says, and it gives you kind of ideas, and this may be something that comes into there, because all too often you look at just target numbers. I kind of wish that either every level would give you more than 1 point, or it says, hey, you're limited to whatever your skill level says. So if it says, hey, your skill level is 2, you can't suddenly do like brain surgery. So that's what I'm trying to say is I and that's really a DM thing, but I think that's something that would come into is this allows you to do certain things, and the target number's high, but that they even allows you to attempt it, which I think he does mention a little bit of it. I'll be honest, I haven't read all the rules. I really don't care that much, which sounds terrible. The rules are pretty simple. It's like roll your number.
Straightforward.
You got to remember your stats,
Okay.
skills, and feats. Pretty much
Yep.
are what determine your pluses. And cooperation. We got to figure out the cooperation side of things. At early level, that's a way to boost it up.
Well, the problem is that he needs to fix cooperation, because you have to roll the same target number as the original, which makes no sense to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, how does that even work?
What it should do is say, hey, you need like a basic level or something like that. Hey, you need a target number 15 for players that are there or something.
You also kind of got to reason it out too, like what tasks can be multi. You're not going to like take a shot with a bow. One guy's not going to hold your bow for the other guy fire.
Unless you're a goblin. Hey, George, how's it going?
Can you
Yep.
hear me?
Barely.
Okay.
I'm going to turn you up.
Let's see. How about now?
Yes.
Yeah, much better.
Okay. All right. So you guys won't be able to see me today, which is I just ready to smash this. Like if I could smash an app, like just go in there and just say you guys are idiots. I don't even have like the satisfaction of throwing it across the room because it's an app.
Put an apple in a sock and go outside.
Hanging up the phone in the old days.
Yeah, like Joe Pesci and not Joe Pesci. What's his name? De Niro, when he gets the phone call that Joe Pesci just got a hit and there's nothing he can do about it. He's just like dong dong dong, and I can't show you. I can't imitate it. God damn it!
Sound like you're feeling better, brother.
Yeah. I was on a couple of times that I was sick those days. Last month was just a miserable time, but eventually I took some antibiotics and it worked. And the funny thing is, the doctor was kind of hesitant to prescribe them. Oh yeah,
Really?
I don't know.
What a jerk.
Yeah.
Did he give a reason?
I mean, how many times?
Well, yeah, I get the
like
reason. It's like you don't want to, because I didn't have any pain associated. I just had diarrhea.
Okay.
So it's not diverticulitis. It's just something that will pass, but it just wasn't getting better. So, and then the antibiotics did something. So, yeah. All right. So let's see here. How do we start? Do you guys want to start with my little prologue? Not prologue, but like kind of I did send some like a description of what's going on in the form of like an article, like as written in the story. So
you take it away, man. You are in charge of the show.
So let's see here. All right. For years, the Mandalorians have haunted the Outer Rim like ghosts of war, descending upon worlds, stripping them of resources and vanishing into the voids of space. But now the nature of these raids has changed. What once seemed like scattered strikes has evolved into something more coordinated and far more dangerous. Over the past cycles, a militant faction of Mandalorians led by the mysterious warlord only known as Mandalore the Ultimate. He has seized full control of the warrior cultures, ruling clans, and unified under a single vision. They have cast aside the traditional Mandalorian emphasis on raiding and retreat. Instead, now they leave garrisons behind. They install warlords. They raise flags. They conquer. This is written by AI for anybody out there. I'm not this good with prose, I guess, or this bad with prose. First chilling reports came out of Cathar, a modest outer rim world home to the proud feline Cathar people, refugees from planets few as they are, tell fragmented tales of orbital bombardments and mass graves, allegations the Mandalorians have neither confirmed nor denied. Republican intelligence has intercepted fragmented communications suggesting similar campaigns have taken place on worlds in the Demetras sector and the Gordian Reach. Senator Tol Grell of Corellia addressed the Republic Senate earlier this week with a dire message. We no longer face raiders. We face a war machine. The Mandalorians do not seek spoils, they seek dominion. If we do not act, the outer rim will fall, and they will come after us next. Okay. Senate has responded in a the Senate has responded in a narrow but decisive vote. A Republic defense authorization was passed allocating credits for fleet expansion, emergency conscription measures, and preemptive strategic deployments along the Hydean Way and Prolimian trade routes. While not a formal declaration of war, the military experts are calling it the first true steps towards open conflict with the Mandalorians since the Great Sith War. Still, not all voices support the rising tide of militarization. The Jedi Council, seated on Coruscant, has issued a statement affirming its neutrality in the developing crisis. The Jedi Order is committed to the preservation of peace, not the prosecution of war, said Master Rook Lamar. The galaxy has known too much bloodshed, and we must not act in haste under fear. But cracks are beginning to show within the Order. Whispers circulate of a small but growing number of dissident Jedi who have witnessed the devastations firsthand and call for action. Among them is a young Jedi Knight named Revan, who recently returned from an unapproved reconnaissance mission in the Outer Rim. He and his allies, sometimes called Revankists by their detractors in the Order, have reportedly seen the aftermath of the Cathar occupation and argue that standing aside would be tantamount to betraying the Jedi's true purpose. Sources inside the Jedi Temple claim Revan's Sources in the Jedi Temple claim Revan delivered a private address to his fellow Jedi Knights, stating, "If the Jedi will not stop this evil, then we have failed. The Mandalorians are not bandits; they are butchers, and someone must make them bleed for it." For now, the Jedi Council has issued no official reprimands, but tensions are rising within the orders and ranks. Outside the temple, civilian sentiment grows increasingly anxious. HoloNet surveys show steep rise in support for military action, particularly among the core and mid-rim systems. Several planets covered, including Taris, Sirocco, have begun mobilizing planetary defense forces in anticipation of wider conflict, all while the Mandalorians remain silent. No ambassador has been sent, no demands have been issued, just silence, thunderous drops of pods, and the crackles of blaster fire and distant echoes of war drums. The storm is coming, and the galaxy waits on the knife's edge of history. All right. So that's kind of the setting. If anybody's familiar with what's going on in terms of like some of the games and stuff, this is 4,000 years before the events of the movies.
Okay.
And it takes place during the events of the Old Republic video games, more or less, which are after the Tales of the Jedi's stories, which would be the Great Sith War that they mentioned in the article. So the generation before, like 30 years or so before, these are the parents of people. The adults now, their parents had fought in a Great War. You almost think of it as like the of World War II, and now this is like the 60s. You guys are a bunch of boomers, and it's Vietnam, so or upcoming in Vietnam or something like it. All right, so let's see here. So we have our. If you guys want to introduce your characters for the audience,
Sure. Ackerman Vex, professional second story man, burglar extraordinaire.
great.
Call Far, he's a Mandalorian renegade on the run. He's done with serving the Mandalorians, and he's out to strike it on his own.
I am Labor Assistance Droid 1E. Lad 1E.
1 second, I gotta.
Go again,
Okay.
Omen.
So I'm the Labor Assistance Droid 1E. I have programmed to basically move things and assist in labor. And I have a restraining bolt on me that doesn't allow me to injure sentient creatures.
Don't worry, we'll fix that.
You think?
So where are we?
I'm
We'd be on the
feeling
ship
it.
initially, wouldn't we? Aren't we on someone's ship?
I don't know, to be honest.
I know we're hanging out with the owner of a casino, the Darth Maulish looking guy that's like yellow and black, I think. Not red and black. Yeah. More than that, though, I don't know.
George,
I think George is on a phone call. We'll have to wait for him to come back.
okay. I didn't catch that, but okay.
That's
Yeah,
what's
yeah,
ringing in the background. That's why.
Yeah, sound like a music box ringtone kind of thing.
That could have been one of my alarms. I have several.
Yeah, but no, that was George specifically that was doing that. He said he'll be back in a minute. So
Okay. Cool. So, guess I'm gonna try my hand at one of these electronic one-armed bandits. With the few remaining credits that I have, did I write that down?
With my character's back history, I'm looking not to be noticed. Cloak, the hood up, and try not to be noticed. Till we can get off system, and then maybe I can start wearing some of that Mandalorian equipment that I have. I don't want to wear it; it'll bring attention to me while I'm on the
Yeah,
phone.
from what I recall, this place is got a strict dress code.
Is it swanky or
Kinda,
black tie type?
kinda, yeah, yeah.
Well, that's going to be tricky then for me to keep my face hidden in a place like this.
Well, I don't know about that, but everything else has got to be Armani-esque.
Mhm.
Oh,
Has he messaged you?
no, no. I just remembered that there was uh, an ability that I wanted or wanted to swap out. I don't remember which one if I had to swap one out for the one that I wanted, or if he was just going to give it to me as a fourth. Because then I'd go over to the craps table and win a little extra money. I should probably break out my Star Wars book also.
I can't figure out which book my blaster pistol is listed in, the Westar or Westar 35. I've checked the main rule book, the source book, and I was even looking through the trilogy, the original trilogy source books. I thought maybe it'd be like listed under Boba Fett's profile or something, because it seems like it's a Mandalorian specific blaster pistol.
Okay, there's mine.
Can't find it anywhere, and I'm looking at a huge list of them, and it's not in that.
Oh yeah, this is a lightweight.
If you have the source book, page 102 is pretty much your like
I do not.
grail of like main equipment list.
I do not. I've only got volume edition one, first and second. We're playing the second edition, and then I've got the Dark Empire source book.
Okay, because these two pages here are the gold. Don't know how I would move them around. I guess I could use the clipping tool, but that wouldn't do it at very high res. That'd be a pain. Let's see here.
If you can do the snip, it'll be at whatever resolution it was that you had at the time. So if you scroll in real close, then it'll show
Get
what that
into it,
resolution is.
yeah. That's what I got to do. But I can't get a whole. I wanted to get a whole page in a snip. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I guess you can if you put on one side of the if you put on one side of the you split up the windows. You put one side where it takes up half the screen, the other side takes the other half,
Oh yeah, that's true.
and then you can do a snip that way.
I'm back.
Hi.
All right. Sorry about that. So, did you guys introduce yourselves? I guess. Great.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes, we did.
So,
I had a real quick question. We were talking about my ability to move things with my mind. Was I going to swap one of my old abilities out for that?
I think that was it. I think that was. We already did that. I think we already swapped it out.
But I don't know which one I swapped it out for.
I think you have at least 3 abilities. So
Yes.
yeah, as long as you have 3, just take out whatever you don't want. Just have at least 3. And for I think for Kahar, we're gonna have him not to be a force sensitive. So you can pick 3 more skills. And if you want, you could just do it as you go along. Like, oh, maybe I should,
Okay.
pick up like
Thank you.
something as we go along and see as you need it. Kind of, it's a little retconny, but it should work fine. Let me get my notepad here.
Well,
So you got
yeah.
are at Rick's right now. Rick's is a casino and resort. It's on a beautiful island with it's on a planet with beautiful sandy beaches and resorts, and it is actually currently under kind of a not occupied, but they have been bullied by the Mandalorians into basically allowing them to refuel their pass through, but they're tough enough that they didn't, they were enough of a hassle that they didn't want to have to necessarily fight a war for that territory. So and it's also, you guys are relatively close to the Prelimian trade route, which is a very important strategic hyperlane that will take you to the center of the galaxy. It's very important to the Republic. Now, Rick has called you guys over, and he has a very important and very urgent mission. He's let's see here. I guess he's going to call on Shadow. What was your character's name again? Vex. He's like, Vex, come here. This is very important.
What you need?
I need to use your skills to break into a starship, into a spaceship, and get their astromech data from them. This is very important.
Is it docked?
It's docked. It's on Zanparalia, but not in this town, but kind of at the spaceport for the main city called Christchurch. Christchurch. It's like that's like New Zealand. I don't know. Come up with a name for it. I can't come up with the name right now. It's in the starport for the main city on this planet. You guys are kind of in a resort area, like let's say a couple hundred miles away, which isn't very far, but far enough that you guys, it's a little bit of a haul. You might want to fly there. So Rick's like, I need the astromech data from this ship. It's just come in. They're working for the what is it again? The Venture Tyon Corp, which is, well, they've backed me a lot. So this has to be very, very much under the radar, because if anything comes up about this, I'll lose my gig here. So we'll need to get to the ship, and also time is of the essence. Right now, this data he plans on selling to the Mandalorians. He's meeting with one of the Mandalorians tomorrow in the late morning. So you can either sneak in today during the day, overnight, or something in the morning. So he's trying to sell. So the ship's captain of the Soaring Monkey is his name is Jojo. He is a Gungan, and he's very likely trying to sell this data to the Mandalorians, giving them access to a possible alternate route into the Republic. I'm going to sell this data. I am also working with a few colleagues to get this data out, to get this data to them to basically be. I'm selling the data to somebody else. Put it that way.
Okay.
All right.
So let's see here.
I pull out my my data pad and say I'm going to need some equipment.
Okay.
Fiddle around, give them a list. We will be doing this. We should be ready. At nighttime.
Night rate. Okay. All right. Nighttime.
Absolutely.
Okay. Some of the other ideas, I guess, that are possible. Okay, so you can go during the day today, do it tonight, or some kind of subterfuge in the morning.
No.
All right.
I do my best work at night, and that's when people are at their worst, so to speak.
Okay.
Same here. People are less likely to recognize me at night.
All right. So we'll make arrangements if you guys want to either fly to the spaceport or be driven there. I guess.
Well, the sooner we get there, the sooner we get it done, right, guys?
That's right.
All right.
E, are you going to need anything special?
Who?
E.
Who?
Nighty.
What?
And labor assistance droid 1E.
Yeah, 1E. I call you E.
Yeah, I double register.
You want me to call you
I
1?
don't register.
Laddie.
That I register. I don't register E. Please come again.
So you go, come on, laddie boy. Let's get on with it.
Clunk, clunk, clunk as I start walking over towards far. This big giant robot there that's about, 9 feet tall.
And the first name is just Call. Like the H is silent. It's Call.
Oh, okay.
How would you call it? Anything particular you think you're going to need for this?
Aside from the ship that I stole, I don't think so.
All right.
Okay, well, I should have no trouble getting us in once I get the schematics of the place and find the most likely source of egress.
That's what I mean. Is there a way that you could go in, get what you need, maybe go in with Laddie, and I could be waiting with the ship with a hatch open at the top, and you guys could do a jump off a roof to escape, maybe where the guards or whoever, if they start chasing you, they're not going to expect you to go to the roof and jump off the roof. But over there,
Exactly.
like a good friend.
Great.
So you're the getaway driver?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right. So I guess remember that picture I sent you earlier to use as a thumbnail? If you want to show, that's kind of
Yes.
what the place looks like. But we can. It's not. It's kind of. If you can share that, that would be.
Yeah, because I don't really know what it looks
Yeah,
like.
it's going to be platforms. There's going to be a central building, and then platforms coming off of bridges that radiate out, and it's actually in the ocean. So yeah, you can pull up sideways if you want to the platform to pick them up. You could probably, if you want to do something a little more difficult, you can kind of just almost do like just above. So it's going to be a pretty decent sized spaceship, kind of like a cruiser, like a Hammerhead cruiser, like one of those like from the beginning of Star Wars. It's not like a big Corellian cruiser of some kind, but it's more like a
Did
Corvette.
everybody see that?
Where should I be looking? Oh, okay, I see it now.
Yeah, so those
Okay.
so it would probably have one of those platforms to itself, and you could either fly out there and park and then kind of wait for the other guys, or you can I guess come in from space or whichever way, just kind of hover around for a bit and then come back in.
Can the ships operate aquatically? Like, would you be able to VTOL down underwater and then go underwater with the average ship? That's one thing I never really thought about.
So let's see, that type of ship, the Fire Spray, they do work on repulsors. Those little wings on the side are repulsors. I would say at least to a limited capacity, you might be able to do it. It would probably be a very difficult piloting role, though.
Okay.
I was just going to have you drop me off mid-air, so to speak, and I'm going to go in through the outside, the upper level of the building.
It's a spaceship. It's a docked spaceship.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so that's that big ship that's there at the bottom?
That one's just kind of I try to have it drawing to be like flying in, but it would be something that would be landed at one of those platforms.
Okay.
Well, that's no problem. We can work at night, and I'll have the running lights turned off on the ship, and we'll scoot in and drop them off, and then take off.
Oh, great.
Stay nearby. And try to act casual.
Fly casual.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
All right. So let's see here. We'll
Why did it not?
sounds like a plan. Are you guys going to share this plan with Rick, or are you guys going to just kind of do it for yourselves, or?
Yeah, no, you don't get shit.
Because if he's going to double cross us, he could always tell people.
Right, and once we're on the ship, um, I need to find a way to uh, duplicate the information as soon as we get it. I want a copy for myself
Oh.
to see what we've done, just in case.
Oh, one option. He's given you a kind of a data spike. It is something to it is to replace the data with false data. So it would alter the existing data. The data that is being altered is going to be hyperspace lanes and astronaut mech data. So anybody who tries to use this spot will possibly crash into something.
Nice.
So so there'll be certain degrees of success. One degree of success is to delete the data. What next degree of success is to delete it and copy it, and another degree of success would be to copy the data and alter the data that's on the ship.
Okay.
All right. Let's see here. What is that noise?
I hear a tap, 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 tap. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, it could be my me. Is it still here?
Leg.
Don't hear it now.
Pretty much. Anymore. Not after you fixed it.
How about now?
Now.
Okay, cool.
All right.
So perfect.
Okay, so nightfall will come soon. If there's anything else you guys want to do in preparation, like you were saying about trying to find schematics of the place, the facility is very commonly used by Venture Tie-In Company. So you might be able to find something on Rick's computers and be able to figure something out.
Does it have a warehouse?
Does it have a warehouse? I'm going to say yes. It does have various warehouses. Each platform will have a warehouse associated with it for unloading the cargo from the whatever lands there.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking, that we need a big fat robotic assisted distraction?
I'm going to walk up to the front. This sounds terrible. I'm going to walk up to the front and say, I am Labor Assistance Droid 1E to the guards. I am here to help move the material off of the ships and put them into the warehouse, and remove the materials from the warehouse and put them onto ships. Please allow me access.
That sounds like a good plan.
Like,
I was thinking of something a little more explosive, but okay.
No, I am not allowed to do that.
Well, you don't need to know that you're doing that to do that, do you?
Asimov's 3 rules.
Yes, but if I put, half a dozen, thermal detonators in the cargo box that you're unloading, and you don't know that.
That would break my trust with you.
Well, how do you know it was me?
Because I'm not a complete idiot. Only 74.3% one.
Very well. You take all the fun out of life.
So I'm going to Hulk over these guards by, being taller than a Wookiee. Just...
Remember to chirp me from the inside, like on the comms. Because I don't want to chirp you. You could be in a compromising place when I chirp the comms. So you chirp me.
Not a problem.
When you can.
Okay, so I'm going to go in. If they allow me in, I'm going to go in and start doing my pre-programming labor assistant droid of picking up large boxes and moving them.
All right. So you'll probably make your way there differently from them. They're good. So the humans.
Yeah, I'm going to walk in the front door. They're going to sneak in.
Okay. All right. That's cool.
Sneaking is not his specialty.
No, it is not when you're 8 foot tall.
All right, let's see here. So let's do
Built like a
a
small tank.
I'm a little bit laggy on my my feed here, so I'm gonna drop video to improve the stream
Okay.
quality.
Okay.
All right, let's go to Omen's situation then. So you're walking through these long corridors. It's almost like an airport. Picture it like that. But there is going to be a spot at the gangway that would go to the specific platform you have to go to, and
Okay.
it's late. People are starting to. There's not too many flights at night here. This is more of a not like a big public airport. This is more of a kind of a private section. Particularly, a lot of the stuff is reserved for Adventure Tie-in Company, and so you're kind of on their little wing. And there is a Venture Tie-in receptionist at the desk, kind of to the gangway to this platform.
With the metal, on the ground, as I go over and talk to her and say, I am Labor Assistant Droid 1E. I have come here to help load and unload cargo. Could you please direct me to the nearest, depot that I need in warehouse, where I need to load and unload?
Oh, do you have a manifest?
No, I was hoping you could provide me a manifest so I could begin work.
Ah, well, we've had a couple of ships come in recently. So you're a Venture Tie-in droid?
Yes.
All right. Roll me a easy con roll. Take one dice has to be like a separate one, and
Oh, I forgot about that.
Let me
So,
see what were my stats anyway? I have a feeling there might be a 1 or a 2.
you have some knowledge. I think con is knowledge stat. Let me open up that one. Open up a new tab. Sorry, I didn't pull up everything. I got kind of flustered trying to do my camera, and then that phone call just kind of.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at my character here. Where did I put him?
No.
Sorry, I'm trying to get there.
Here we go. All right, con is pretty sure it's knowledge, but I could be wrong. Or no, it's persuasion, maybe perception. Or I mean, perception. I'm sorry. And
Let me make sure I have everything filled out here. So it's perception, so I roll a 2d6 because I have no skills in there. And where did I put mine?
Okay, and I'll make it an easy roll. So let's see.
Is that a 5?
Okay, what you get?
I have an 8.
Okay, pass. I was thinking 6, so that's the target for that. Awesome. So you go down this. She sends you. Points you down the gangway. She says, "This is the most recent venture ship that's come in from the other side of the Perlmean Way in the slice, and they've come back with some interesting cargo."
Okay. And do I see the manifest, or is it just hidden from me?
The manifest. Let's see. She says you'll have to tap into the terminal at the far end of the gangway to get the manifest.
Okay.
I discarded you a couple of items I need from Rick. If any of them are no go, just no worries. Short notice.
All right.
Okay.
As I try to go as conspicuously as possible, kind of whistling and enjoying my work. I'm kind of like the Bender robot minus the alcohol. Walk down to the end to go check out the manifest and see what I need to load and unload.
Great. All right. So let's go back to the other guys. So how are you planning on coming into the platform? So it's nighttime now. Sun has gone fully down, and describe your approach.
Okay, I'm going to fly in as though, I'm not trying to be clandestine, because I don't actually need to land. Ackermon can literally jump out, but I'm just going to make sure that the platform lights and such are disabled on the inside, so we don't cast a bunch of light when we open that. He jumps out, and I close it up as quick as I can.
Great. All right, so let's do a piloting roll, and it's going to be relatively easy because it's going to be almost like landing, but you're going to try to hover as much as you can without like moving too much, and getting as close to the ground as you can, and then it will make it easy. Then the better roll you get here, the easier it will be for Shadow to jump out.
Okay. I have a 3 in space transports, and my main mechanical is 4D.
Okay, so yeah, roll. So you roll. Gosh, that's like.
So is that like 7 dice?
7 dice, yeah. And one of them has to. One of them, if it's a 1, it's a complication, and if it's 6, it's a. If it's a 6, it's like explodes. Sorry, I
got 2 6s, 2 5s, 4, 3, and a 2.
Okay, and was one of them the wild dice or no?
I didn't mark one out as a wild die.
Oh, okay.
I just rolled 7.
Well, there was no complication because there's no 1s. Could be that one of those 6s explode. What was the total on that?
Do you want the grand total of it all?
Yeah.
Okay. 31.
31. Okay, 31 is like almost heroic. 31 plus is considered heroic. You literally, Shadow can basically walk out onto the gangway. He doesn't even have to jump. It's like the perfect
transition.
landing. Yeah,
just mid-step walks out like an escalator onto the platform.
And like he's like just gonna sitting there like, you're ready. I'm gonna get ready. I'm gonna jump out. I'm gonna like, oh.
I'll just walk out like I own the place.
All right. Let's see. So you see a droid at the far end. Kind of, he looks familiar. He's kind of jacking into their computers, and there's the ship is kind of a modified Hammerhead Corvette. It's modified so that it can land on platforms and not have to be space docked. And so there is like a gang. There is a door and a kind of a sort of a gangway taking you up to it, like a set of stairs that take you up to it. And there is some people unloading stuff. There are some droids unloading stuff in the back.
That's the way I'm going
through
in.
Through the loading area. Okay.
Lots of cargo to hide behind. Sneak.
Great. Let's go back to Omen. So Omen's you're jacking into the computer. Mm-hmm. It's so you've worked with adventure tie-in systems before because Rick's hotel and resort is a joint venture between Rick and Venture Tie-in. So you're kind of very familiar with the systems. So let's make it an easy computer roll.
What type of roll?
Computers. So that would be is that technical or is that technical?
It'd be a 2d6 for me anyway.
Okay. And do you have any computer skills?
What's that?
Do you have any computer skills?
No.
Okay.
No, I took like very few skills.
Okay.
I'm a labor droid mostly, so that's what I'm trying to do.
So mark one of them as the wild dice and then roll the 2d6.
Okay. I got a 4 and a 5.
Okay. All right. So that's a what is that, 9? Okay.
Yep.
So you get into their systems. You see a lot of the stuff is pretty simple. Some stuff from Kashyyyk, some timber and things like that. Things on the other side of the Perlemian Way. Things from the Slice. There are some things on the manifest that are a little bit sketchy. Things from Kessel, for example, but nothing really nothing marked. Just they're marked as
Miscellaneous.
miscellaneous things from Kessel. And you also see some of their security systems as well on the spaceship itself.
Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up some cargo. I'm going to make sure that the poor Vex over there is on the opposite side of whatever the whatever's in there, so I can just kind of block him off as if nothing's
Okay,
going on.
he's gonna hide. Okay, that works. Okay,
You know,
let's see.
in other words, I'm going to still do my job of loading and unloading, but this is a perfect chance that what he can do is he can kind of use my shadow. So unless someone's really looking hard, they don't realize that there are two of us walking because I'm huge.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. You'll find the biggest box that you can find.
Yeah.
It's pretty dang heavy, though. It's really large. But it might look a little weird because you'd be bringing stuff into the ship. Well,
Well, I mean, I can pull stuff off and then put stuff in. I mean, I'm assuming there's a combination of the two. So
you're right. He might be planning to bring something else in. There's
I'll tell Vex, you wait here for a minute. I'll bring a couple boxes to block him off since he's hiding over by the stuff. And then when I have a box to put back in, I'll put the box in and then he can follow.
You see a large crate that you could that would probably serve your purpose.
Okay,
good. You're bringing it in to like load stuff on.
Yes.
All right.
That worked out really well.
So, Vex, what are you doing?
Sneaking.
All right. So,
hood up, cowl up.
Roll.
Cloak.
Let's see. Perception, search.
Investigation.
Is search or is that? I don't know if investigation is different from search. Search is investigation is more like sort of like
I didn't see any search on my sheet.
Let's see.
It'd probably be a perception something.
There's search. Yeah, they have different. Search and investigation are different. Investigation would be more like maybe like doing research. I picture. Search is more of a like looking for things. So you just roll your perception dice and then just make sure that you mark one as being your
So 4 dice.
And mark one as your wild dice.
Yeah. It was a 2 on the wild. Total is 15.
Okay. Oh, that's great. Okay. All right. So you see there's some cameras and they are kind of slowly going back and forth through the cargo bay. They just do a little bit of a sweep. And you think if you time it right, you should be able to get through it into the next room.
All right. Let me know when it's
all right.
Time.
Let's see. Okay. So yeah, just roll I guess a sneak roll then.
So 1 die.
Two. Your perception plus your sneak plus your
so 6.
And plus plus whatever the cloak gives you.
Got a 6 on the wild die.
Oh, nice.
10, 16, 24. 24.
Wow. Okay. And roll the wild die again.
6 again.
Roll again. So 20. So you're at 30. Okay. It is a heroic
30.
Heroic level of of sneaking. You literally get into it. Just works the most smoothly getting through. And any kind of and also with the help of the I should have given some kind of advantage for that.
So what I did a Catherine Zeta-Jones entrapment.
Yeah. All right. So let us see here. The next part would be try to be descriptive here. Are you going to follow him into the next room, Omen?
I'm sorry. What was that again?
Are you going to follow him into the next room, or are you going to just stay in the storage area?
I'm going to stay in the storage area. I'm going to look like I'm doing my normal job.
Okay.
Just I'm getting enough that he can get on the ship without being seen is basically what I'm trying to do. And then I'll try saving some when he tries getting off the ship. So.
All right. So the next part of the ship is you're kind of in a corridor, and there is staterooms on either side of the ship right now. So it's like some crew quarters to the left and to the right, and you can kind of see beyond that, like maybe another 50 feet. There are more like technical looking rooms. You can see some computers. You can at the farthest as your vision, you can kind of see a door, what looks like to be the cockpit and things like that, control rooms.
Well, I'm making the most direct path to the data storage area.
Okay. All right. Roll a search again.
How many dice?
Oh, your perception plus your search. So I think it was 4. The same one as earlier.
Okay. 10, 15. The wild die is a 2.
Okay. All right. 15 is moderate. Okay. You do notice there is in the last room some lights on, and somebody might like you can see like in the glass portal in the door that there's a light on in there.
I'll take a peek.
You see 2 security guards in there, basically drinking coffee.
I will avoid them.
All right. Let's see here. So you, since you did notice it, just give me a easy sneak roll, which is anything above a 7, which is like yeah.
Okay. Wild die is a 2. Total.
Okay. All right. So you make it to what looks like the there's like a so the control room's kind of the furthest end of the ship, but just before the control room there is a large computer. You're somewhat familiar with this type of layout, but it's a little not the like you don't know exactly what's going on, but you're guessing that it is the astromech area. You see displays of like planets and kind of maps of the galaxy kind of pulling up on some of the screens on there. So you're pretty sure you're at the astromech area, and there is a little droid hooked up to it.
I tell the little droid to scram, beat it.
It does nothing. It just beeps and bops and boops.
All right. Gonna hit it with the stun baton from behind.
Oh, okay. All right. Stun baton. What is that? Do you have the stats on one of those?
No, just made it up.
There is something like that, or at least the blasters they can do stun. Let me pull up the. Sorry.
This little guy's about to have a very bad day.
Okay. I'm sorry. I was fiddling with the camera a lot, trying to get this camera to work, and I did not pull up every thing I needed, so I'm a little downloads, rulebooks. This is my re-up. Re-up. Let's see here. Shadow Dark. skills. Okay. Re-up. Here we go. And all right. Where's the equipment? Stun baton would be melee, right? No, it's dex. Is it dex? Melee. Yeah, melee is dex, right?
Yep.
Yeah, melee with weapons, I believe, is dex, and then brawn is if you're in hand to hand without any weapons.
Right behind him.
Yeah, it's not going to be.
This would just be a low target number, but yeah.
All right, skills, rules, combat, equipment, and weapons. Here we go. Glow rod, aqua breather. Kits. Okay, field pack, ration pack tools, rocket packs, energy. I think I gave somebody a rocket pack just if they want.
Me. Yep. Oh yeah. Can't use it though, and like kind of paint a target on my back. Considering.
Come in like Superman and just fly him back to the ship. All right, a knife, hatchet, stun gauntlets. That's all.
He gotta give me that instead.
Staff, the gaffy stick. There should be one in here, something like it. Well, we can just use the stun gauntlets, but make it on a stick, and then instead of being brawling, it can be a dex melee weapon thing. Hold on, blaster, rifles. You can also use your blaster on stun. All right. So let's see here. The stun gauntlets are. I just ran too far from it. Net. Stun gauntlet, hand-to-hand stuff. So we'll just change it because it will be like on a stick and it will be more of a melee weapon. 10 charges. Okay, it's only 300 credits, so it's not like a strength, 2D strength stun. So all right, roll your melee weapon skill. If you don't have melee weapon skill, you can use your dex, and it's going to be 2D strength damage plus your strength.
Okay. So the hit wild die is a 3, 14 total.
Okay.
Damage would be you said strength what?
So what was the hit? What was your total on the hit?
14.
Okay. We're gonna make it an easy to hit because he's just standing there. So he's gonna be hit. This seems so. I think you should get dark side point for just hitting one of the most beloved characters in Star Wars, or type of character, an astromech droid.
I'm okay with that.
Where's the droids? There we go, droids. Astromech droid. He's gonna basically absorb with his strength. Is that an astromech? Secondary.
Strength plus what?
His so he's gonna absorb with his strength. Here we go. R2 astromech. Let's use him. His strength is 1d. So yeah, you basically he's one. So you rolled, what was it, 14? That is, if you're 14 over damage, stun damage plus 4, 2d. Okay, so he is unconscious for 2 rounds, at least.
Okay.
If you weren't, you would have mortally wounded him if if it wasn't stun damage. Yes.
I can fix that.
All right. So what do you want to do while he's stunned?
I need to get the data.
All right. So there's a terminal there, and yeah. So let's do some of your computer skills. So your computer is technical, I think, and any kind of applicable computer skill. I might even, if you have an astrogation skill, I might let you use that if you want.
I do not.
So just use your computer and your technical skills.
Yeah.
And one, yeah.
Wild die is a 5. 23 total.
All right. So what you realize, you find that the data is on the droid, and the stun is keeping it from going through the system.
Well, while I'm here, what else do I find?
Oh, okay. Let's see here. Let me pull up that section here. You find out that Jojo is involved in some piracy. He is also smuggling death sticks. And
I want to know where those are located.
they are in cargo marked as miscellaneous from what do you call that? Kessel. He is.
Okay, well, I marked that on my layout of the ship map. Make a stop by that on my way out. As soon as I get as much of the other info, the dirt on him, so to speak, I will then tip the astromech back up, dust him off, and begin taking his data.
Okay. All right. So I guess another technical roll there. It's going to be a little hard because his circuits are a little bit overloaded right now, but
a 6 on the wild.
That explodes.
For a 5, so 11, 22, 23, 24. I got a couple of ones there.
24. Okay, that's still considered very difficult, so that's cool. That's that's like overcomes a difficult roll. So yeah, you find the information, and you're able to download it to your stick. Do you want to also send back in the false data or no?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. All right, let's do another computer roll for that.
Ooh, not so good. 6, 10.
10.
Got a lot of 1s and 2s.
Was the wild die a 1?
No,
Okay.
it was a 4. But 2 2s, 2 1s, and a 4.
All right, so I'm going to say that's a 10. That's sort of like a moderate difficulty. Yeah, you fail at giving at the replacing the data, but you can, if you like, erase it so that nobody else gets it.
Okay. I also want to erase this poor little guy's memory of the entire situation. I'd like to do that first.
Quick memory way.
Another 6 on the wild. 10, 12, 18, 19, 20, 21 total.
Awesome. Okay, 21's a very he's white.
I don't want him to know that I was ever here or that I'm doing what I'm doing now.
Okay, so yeah, everything for the past couple hours has been wiped.
And then the wiping of the information. Do I need to do a
No,
separate
I'll
roll on
say
that?
within the earlier role where it was like you were trying to insert the data, you're just like sitting there and you're like
Okay.
it won't let you do it, and then as you're doing it, you just kind of were able to at least just delete it.
Okay.
All right. So let's see here. Yeah. So I guess you got to make your way out then. Do you want to go the way you came in, or some other way?
My way out is going to stop by the Death Stick cargo
Okay.
crate.
If you want, I can assume you guys have
Old
some kind
habits
of
die hard.
scrambled comms or some kind. If
Oh
you
yeah,
guys want.
yeah. I was expecting Ackerman to actually give me a chirp at some point to say when he's coming out, if he needs help or if it's all good.
Okay.
It's like
It's all good.
All right.
So I'm assuming I'm tracking him as well. Like I can probably watch it.
I'm just making a little detour. Making a little detour to make this worth our while.
Sounds
all right.
good.
So you're gonna coordinate with Laddie.
Laddie? Yeah, I'm going to tell him where to meet me, and make sure his digits are empty because he's going to need to carry something.
We need a nearby landing bay that's not heaty, so we can load some of this up.
Oh yeah.
Nobody said we couldn't, help ourselves.
All right. So, Laddie, I guess you're gonna head out there.
I'm going to finish up my shift.
You're not actually on the clock.
I'm a droid. I don't even know what the clock is. I'm just going to do it until I feel like my job is done, and then say I'm going to go for an oil bath and walk out. So that's going to take like a few hours. So it's not like they can suspect me of anything. It's like, no, he did a great job for the 12-hour shift he did.
Well, the death sticks are on the manifest. These miscellaneous Kessel items.
I'm just going to, block it off enough so he can hide behind there, so he can open up the crate by himself and no one sees him. And then I'm just going to keep on, loading and unloading.
Okay. All right. So let's get past
until my shift is complete, and then I'm going to go, find myself a nice oil bath.
We'll have to get past the. So you guys, I assume you're going back the way you came, or you want to go out another way?
Definitely out another way.
So he's going to go out the other way. I'm going to go out the front door the same way I came in when my shift is over, which will probably be a few hours after he leaves.
All right. So there is like a passenger way out, actually just across the way from behind you. So it's that will take you out. It's got like a little set of like almost like those stairs that you have going to an airplane, kind of like old style, Biden tripping up them kind of thing. So you can head to that. So that's, I'm going to assume the door is open. I picture people in space, they just want the doors to be open when they're landed somewhere. They just like get some air in there. All right, so you're on the deck. You see the droids loading and unloading, and let's see. I guess roll another search.
How many dice?
So all your perception, and if you have search. I think you're 4. And
yeah. 10, 15, 19. Wild die was a 4.
All right. So yeah, that's okay. So that's a difficult roll. So you see there's a camera that's kind of aimed at the docking area, but not really much focused on the ship. But you just have to you just know where to avoid it. There's sort of depending on how, it's probably a wide angle, you assume, because you've been in this business for a while, so it's fixed though, it doesn't move. So you might need to get Laddie to block
I'm going to try to use my telekinesis to make the internal parts uh, discombobulated from the inside.
Oh,
Something's going to jam or short circuit. Anything that can move inside that
yeah.
camera is going to move the way it's not supposed to.
Okay.
Nice.
Let's see here. Let's see. That would be. I think telekinesis is alter. I'm not sure, or is it alter and control? It's. I'll make it an easy roll, but I think you only have like one alter or two alter dice. Oh, all right, where's the stuff? Where's the stuff here? Jedi. The Force. Oh, that's where it is. The Force. Telekinesis. Okay, roll your alter die.
Just one?
Yeah, how many? Yeah, I think you only have one alter, but I think I gave you one alter, one control, one, and one.
Let me double check.
What I think I gave you one of each: sense, alter, and control.
Page 145.
Yeah.
And
Yep, one, and one.
all right, let me roll. I'm going to roll up whatever. So I'm going to make it a very easy roll, but it might not be this easy in the future, just because I only gave you one. Just kind of gave you guys a flavor for the Force. But
I got a 3.
It fails. I rolled a 5.
All right. Well, when all else fails, hold out blaster.
Hold out blaster. Okay. Oh boy.
Actually, no. I'm going to do something else instead. I'm going to use my my grapple pistol and try and wrap the grapple and rope around it, and then I just give it a good old fashioned tug.
Okay. All right. The grapple, I guess, would be a dex. I don't know how to use that.
I'm shooting, so
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Drew it like a blaster. Your blaster skill then. So it would be your dex and your blaster skill.
right. So 4. I got a 1 on my wild die.
Uh-oh. Complication.
10, 11, 12 on 4 dice. Not very good.
12. Still considered, I think. We consider moderate difficulty. I'm picturing it kind of going pretty far. So, but so 12 is. I'd say it's not going to work. I think it doesn't work, and you can't get the grapple off now, as the complication. Would you like to pull it more, or would you?
No, I'm going to climb up the actual rope and dislodge it, holding onto the camera.
Okay, but let's see here. So camera's kind of. I'm just trying to picture the situation. So you're kind of by the ship. The camera is aimed more at the cargo area of the ship, sort of at that section. Mm-hmm. You're on a platform over the ocean. You have this sort of your batarang or your grapple gun. Let's see here. How about if you just kind of climb, if you start coming towards it, it's going to see you unless you really go out to the side. And to your side would be the over the ocean, like the edge of the platform.
Put my breather mask on just in case I fall.
All right. So you're going to swing out.
Swing. You betcha.
I'm monitoring what's going on here as far as his progress goes. Am I noticing any of his distress?
Let's see. I guess you can in communication if you see that he's stopped for a bit and he shot something, like you see maybe a little puff or something from uh,
Okay, I'm
the
gonna fly in
grapple
closer,
thing.
but not fly right into the action and look
Okay,
conspicuous.
and yeah, and
Want
this
better view of what's going on.
the comms are scrambled, so you guys can talk with each other.
Yeah, you
So,
need to, you know.
but you might, but it'll be kind of in his ear. I mean, unless somebody has a really good hearing, they might hear you talking to him through the sounds of the comm. Let's
Isn't
see.
he outside on a loading dock, or where is
Yeah,
Shadow?
so he's outside, and he just exited the ship from like one of those little gangways or little stairways, and then now he's kind of off to the side, and you just see him. You just see that he kind of taking what looked like a gun, but you can tell that it wasn't like a blast or anything because you just saw a little bit of a puff, and some kind of rope went to something on the wall that's kind of about 30 feet away.
All right, I'll just monitor it and zoom in closer in my display of see what's going on with him. See
Okay.
if he's stressed or not, and just say, "Y'all good, Vex?"
Yeah, just little tangled up here.
You need an evac?
No.
All right.
Okay,
Like some popcorn.
I'm gonna put a difficult on this one. Is there? Let's see. Acrobatics, would that be? Do you have acrobatics?
No, I just figured it was
Yeah.
a.
Let's see here. I'm gonna pull up the thing. It would
Learn that as
be
a Padawan.
athletics or anything like that. Let's see.
No, just climb.
Climb. Okay, that's good. You have climb, so yeah, let's consider it climb. Just a little bit of a hard climb roll because there's the swinging part in the beginning, and then you'll get to kind of a little bit of a. Your goal is to get up to the camera, which is a little bit above the ground, and then kind of just
Yep.
destroy it from there from behind it.
And mostly not just that, but also to untangle the grapple so that I can retrieve it. Last thing I want to do is leave evidence behind. My climb roll was a 21. Wild die was
Climb is don't forget. Climb is strength.
strength
Yeah.
plus climb, right? Yeah,
Oh,
four
great.
dice.
Okay. And what was it? What was it again?
21. Wild die is a 5.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. That's perfect. Then. Yeah. You make it look easy too. So you get up there. You unhook your grapple. And you want to destroy the camera or not? Or just okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And by destroy the camera, I'm just going to um, take a frag grenade and wedge it in there and drop to the ground.
And light it off, set it off, or just kind of.
Well, yeah, pull the pin as I let go of the camera.
Oof. Um, you might be kind of. The camera isn't that high up, so
Oh,
like when you get down, you'll probably
oh,
get hit by it. So let's see, like 3 to 6 meters. That's it's falling damage. There's the grenade chart. The grenade stuff is confusing, but it makes sense once you go over it. But then, yeah, you would be way
I thought it was
you'd be
higher
way
up.
too close.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of the climbing
Okay.
was more like. So the thing is up like maybe about a 1 story higher, like maybe 10, 12 feet. So that's what 4 meters. Yeah,
All right.
but
Well, then I will
yeah. So
just
most of the
instead
yeah.
of
So most of
instead of using a grenade, I'll just hold out blaster, right to the back of its head.
okay. All right.
Which is this.
Let me roll. See if anybody hears that.
12 with the wild die is a 2.
Yeah. Yeah. It's destroyed. You know. Yeah. It's It's not. Doesn't really have much of a resistance to it. Hold up blaster would be kind of concealed, so they're not too noisy. So let's see. Let me pull up stats on is it the thugs? Security droid. Sorry, let me just pull up the stats on those guards in the ship if they can hear it. Where was it? NPCs. Barge crew. 2 dice. I'm going to say it's a difficult. So difficult is 5 dice. I'm just going to roll what the difficulty is. 5 dice difficulty. Okay, so difficulty is 4, 6, 10, 12, or 11. 12. All right. They have 2 dice roll. The difficulty is a 12. They rolled a 6. So they do not hear you.
Sweet, get the hell out of Dodge. Make it to the cargo crate.
All right. So you're familiar with the way that you already know about the one in the cargo hold. Let's see if they had moved it into the dock area. Is it still on the ship, or do they move it? I'd imagine it'd probably still be on the ship. It wouldn't be unhauling that till later. All right. So you could see some crates on the ship, and I guess the manifest probably had some kind of description that you had looked into it. So
a
sort of
number.
a grid aisle 3. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit. You still have to kind of avoid that camera. Is Laddie going to be helping you avoid the camera views, or are you going to be doing it by yourself?
If Laddie can help, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm here for good, 8 to 10 hours. I'm gonna try to finish my shift. As long as he goes through, he can see on either side, so it can block the camera. And I'll just keep on loading stuff up and putting it back. Because that's my specialty.
Roll your
droid.
Roll your sneak, Lovex.
My sneak, okay.
I guess it'll be easy because of the interference. So easy is 2 dice. 10. The target's 10.
Unfortunately, well, I beat that by leaps and bounds, but my wild die is a 1.
All right, complication.
I got a total of 18, 19, 20, but my wild die was a 1.
All right. I did say the complications aren't going to be too bad. What can be a complication? Do you guys want to come up with a complication? Is there a chat out there? Is there anybody in the chat? I didn't even look. If anybody in the chat come up with a nice, not a too nasty complication, please come up with something. Like he twisted his leg. The death sticks are not there, and it's just a code for something else. Or the guards have come out for a cigarette break. Let's see, what else can we come up with? Let me pull. I didn't. I'm not watching on. I have to pull up the feed. I didn't even feel bad that I'm not watching. I should be watching on the feed. YouTube. I'll just have to mute it. Anybody come up with a complication? If not, also the crew can, the team can come up with some ideas as well.
How about I accidentally bump into one of those little power droids?
Anybody come up with a complication? If not, also the crew. All right. Bumped into maybe bumped into a droid. knocked something over.
What was the complication action for? Like, what was that for?
He rolled a 1 on the wild die, so we're gonna have to come up with a complication.
To
And I don't really
perform
want to. So I don't want to make the complication negate the successes. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do. See, yeah, maybe so. Yeah, I like the idea of you bumped into a droid or something. You didn't get caught. You're trying to sneak. You've been too focused on sneaking around the camera that you bumped into something like a droid or something else, and it's knocked over a crate. And in the crate is, let's see, I guess you just roll the dice and come up with something negative. Something. Let's see, what would be something toxic, some kind of toxic gas, something that smells bad, and it's not like it smells chemically. He's knocked over this thing. Some glass vials have broken, and yeah, there's a chemical smell coming up from that area.
Good thing I put on my mask.
Good thing you did. I forgot about that. There you go.
I'm getting the hell out of Dodge. Moving
All right,
toward
so
the cargo
you got the
crate.
desk 6 under your arms. You got like kind of like a couple of duty-free cartons of death sticks.
Winning. No.
All right, so
I'm gonna get at least 3, 1 for each.
all right, so I guess now it's time for the extraction. So let's do a piloting roll, and yeah, just do a piloting roll for kind of the inverse of what you did to drop them off.
All right.
I am going to make it a difficult roll.
That was 7 dice. I did find another one that has numbers on it, not pips.
Okay, so use that as the wild dice. Okay.
Yep. This is bad. I rolled a 1 on the.
So there's a complication. Was there a success? Was it successful? Or what was the number you got? I'm making the target. The target's an 18.
9. No, I got 16.
Oh, okay.
That sucks bad.
All right. So the failure. What would be the failure condition? I guess the failing condition would be you're either unable to get shadow, or you were noticed, or you were either noticed or you crashed. You bumped into something. Maybe you bumped into the other ship.
Comm tower.
Do you have a 1 in 6 chance in effect anytime you ever roll dice to basically completely destroy everything? So there's like what percentage of that is like failing? Any given task. If that die is a 1 in 6 chance.
So we have a failure with a complication. So, but it was a pretty good. I mean, 16 is close. It's considered like it's considered
How hard was it to pick them up?
To pick up, I think to drop him off was a little easier because he can jump down, but he can't really jump up.
Grapple.
Oh yeah, you got your grapple. Okay. I'm gonna say you can't get close enough, but there's a complication. What would be the complication? I say yeah. So something, maybe there's a wind pushing up on you or something, and you can't for some reason you're not able to get close enough for him to come in. So he'll have to grapple to come in. But there is a complication. Yeah. So how about this? The complication is you're gonna have to circle back around. So we're gonna have to have another round of maybe another search, another hearing check on the security crew. See if they hear anything. I'll use the same difficulty as before for the blaster. Oh. 11, but it's supposed to be. They had to get a 12. Okay. So You come back around, but the wind is still coming in. You can't get as close, but he'll have to, Shadow will have to use the grapple again to kind of
Roll the
maybe
check
pull.
or no? Roll the pilot.
I'll say the wind is still causing that condition that you can't get close enough just to get. We can, because it's like sort of a do over, and it's
Okay.
in a lot of the games like a do over is sort of like you kind of try to limit them. Not do over, but like it's like, oh, I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna try it again. So I'm gonna say that the reason you couldn't there's some kind of wind condition that's causing preventing you from getting close enough.
Mhm.
And so let's try the grapple idea.
Okay. Um, 12, 13, but a 1 on
The wild die. Okay.
Yeah.
So I was making it a moderate, so that's good. So you catch on there. You're So what was that? That was the was it the blaster skill? Okay, so
Yes.
you got the hook on there. You're gonna have to climb up. I'm gonna make the complication. It's really really windy, so climbing up is going to be a lot harder than you did for the. You have nothing for your feet to do except for the rope itself. So you're having a little trouble climbing up. So it's going to be a harder climb roll. I'm going to give it a difficult roll. So 16 to get the to climb up it.
Uh, 10, 15,
Great.
17. Five on the wild die.
You make it in, and you guys get out of there, I guess. Awesome. So where are you guys heading to?
Definitely not right back to where we're expected.
Okay, so not back to not back to Rick's just yet. All right.
No.
Let's
A
see.
nice oil bath when my shift is over.
Well, since there's extra droids you have one extra droid doing the work, being you. The cargo has been unloaded in a record amount, much quicker than you assumed than it's been expected, and there's nothing else to unload.
Also, I'll just walk out the front door and go to a nice oil bath.
All right, you make it out.
That's where we'll actually park the vehicle. Maybe is some sort of Lubin tune place.
Okay. All right, we'll go to
Lube and massage.
I'll be right back, guys. I got to take care of something.
It's the massage parlor of droids.
Oh no! I meant it's both for droids and human, and living creatures.
All right, let's see here. Sorry, I've been a little bit discombobulated. The camera trouble and then the earlier interruption.
Hey George, this is
infernal.
So I mean, it's a little bit more stressful when you have people right here doing this and online, and how it is when you suddenly feel like there's a lot of dead time. You're trying to figure out what to do as the players doing stuff you don't expect.
And honestly, this is probably one of the first games I've run in a while. That's not like my family.
Right.
But I hope I do better, and I hope you guys aren't put off.
Well, you're only going to get better the more you do it.
Yeah. And I got lots of ideas. Every time I kind of try to put something down, the list gets bigger and bigger.
It's okay.
So I did find a module to kind of pull this heist thing.
Yeah.
So it's called, but I've really changed it a lot. So it was supposed to be a building, and I'm like, well, I wanted to get you guys to find, instead of getting the plans for a prototype spaceship, it was astromech data. And then I figured, well, astromech data should be on a spaceship, so now I made it a spaceship. and some of the stuff is. Yeah, I hope I didn't eliminate too much.
No, it's good. We're moving right along.
Cool. All right, 8:41. Let's see here. Now I gotta try to come up with some other stuff. Maybe we can do a little bit of a not quite a downtime thing, but I guess you guys can kind of, once you guys maybe laying low and doing a little bit of chilling out, getting some rumors from like the local people and things like that. We'll kind of, we didn't get into combat this turn, but we'll try and get something coming up soon if we can. We could have had combat if something went wrong. I get
Sure.
maybe I need to make some. I think one of the things is, since Shadow's character is very stealth focused, so that kind of made this go a lot smoother.
Well,
You'll live longer. You're not always fighting combats in Star Wars.
Yeah.
I am not stealth focused at all, but I'm pretty much, that's the great thing about being a droid. You just do your job. It'd be like, oh, okay, it's just a droid doing his job.
Yeah. That's what I thought. It might have been cool if we had landed, if we had the appropriate transport craft. We could have landed. You got out of the back and just started loading all kinds of stuff up after Shadow goes in.
Well, you laugh at that, but I remember working at Dell or somewhere. There was somewhere at one of the major tech places, and they lost and then we're talking about 2000 or so. They lost like $300,000 or $400,000 worth of equipment. People just walked in like they were supposed to be there, grabbed a bunch of stuff, and just walked right out the door. And no one questioned or anything.
Walk in with a hard hat, a reflective vest, khakis, and a clipboard. And you pretty much do what you want.
Oh, I found that the hard way. Not the hard way, but I found that out myself when I was in Afghanistan, and they had, I don't know if it was CIA. It was one of those secret groups. Anyway, they were doing intelligence or whatever, and they'd ask for help. I'm going through, and I'm walking, expecting to be greeted at the gate, and they're just like ignoring me. Like, really, guys? I'm trying to walk around. Well, who do I need to talk to? This is not what I consider top security.
No.
Like, well, obviously you're supposed to be here. You have a hard hat and a vest. Okay.
Right.
You have all the proper safety gear. You're good to go.
You just got to present as the average workaday security person wants you to be, so he can get through his day easy and get home and have a beer.
So there was another story when I lived over in Florida, and some guys dressed up as security guards went into a Walmart, and telling you just how much a Walmart makes. I guess they're picking up whatever the money was, and they walked out with over $1 million in the day's receipts or whatever, and left, and they were never caught. No one found them. They didn't know anything because they looked like the same, like the regular guards that were in the, that do the security, transportation stuff.
Yep. There's very little oversight in a lot of places like that are for the consumer.
Oh, yeah.
And consumer experience. There's very little oversight looking over it all. Yet we always assume that the shopping malls and all those places are safe, but in reality, it's like there's very lax.
Well, tell me that it was a Walmart, so it was big, but yeah, and I'm not saying that they weren't safe. The whole thing is that here were some guys. They said, "Hey, sign this." They said, "Okay," and they just, all right, how much is it? They grabbed a bunch of bags. They walked out with it. No one questioned them.
Yep.
They hit it off like, all right. I'm sure that the things changed somewhat, but I want to get into what I had a friend of mine who worked as an MP, and I forgot what the facility was, but they actually had like IG reports and stuff saying that the guards would turn off the motion sensors and the alarms so they could take a nap, and these regarding nuclear missiles in the United States.
They probably turned the sensors off because they were probably being watched on the sensors.
No, they did it because they were trying to take naps
to
in
see
the
if they were
guard
doing
towers.
the patrols and stuff. No.
No. They literally were taking naps in the guard towers, and see those things would go off even if, like, in certain cases, like if leaves would fall down and things, and they were tired of it, and so they just turned it off. Yeah, it was. There was an
Wow.
IG report. I remember seeing that on the news.
I worked in security control rooms, but I've never experienced that.
Yeah. Well, this was, like I said,
We
this
had
was
alarms though. There was sensors on all the doors, and
Oh yeah.
anyone even comes near the parking area, alarms that go off.
Well, this was the 1990. This was early 90s, and but yeah, I talked to the guys. You know, it's not like they're guarding nuclear weapons or something. He just looks at me and like, "Oh yeah, you told me those stories." And there's another one at similar sites where they hated groundhogs, but the groundhogs could hear the cars coming up, so they would turn off the engine right before they'd coast over, so they could beat the crap out of them because they kept setting off the alarm.
That's funny.
Yeah, they did not like those groundhogs.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah, there's weird things, you know. Sometimes like, oh, there's really high security. Yeah, it just depends on where you are.
Oh yeah, like for instance, there's like falconry.
Yeah.
Like basically bird control people that go on Air Force bases.
Yeah.
And their whole job is to like lay beatings on Canada geese and all these other seagulls and stuff.
I was over, I was in Houston, and we were doing something, and we saw a guy, and he wasn't supposed to be on the canal, but we didn't care because he was a falconer. And he was actually, and this just happened that the canals were, you know, it was the biggest open area, so he could train the bird. And we're just like, that's just really cool. You know, no one said anything to him.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you know, if you do something cool, people usually leave you alone too. I mean, they may ask you questions, but they're not asking questions like, why are you here? Like, oh, I'm here doing falconry. You're like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, awesome. And, you know.
I got to see some more of that recently. It was cool. It was at the medieval fair.
Mm-hmm.
There's falcons, falcon, red-tailed hawk, and an owl. Pretty cool.
Yeah, and you have to have you have to have a lot of special permits and other stuff. But anyway, I just thought it was kind of
This
cool.
guy does. He's like actually he's in his early 30s, and that's what he does for a living.
So one of my friends who went to the Air Force Academy said that they do train falconers there at the Air Force Academy.
Mm-hmm.
So she said, "Man, I wish I'd done that." It's like, yeah, that is pretty cool.
So back to the game. We were looking for a place to go and like lay low for a little bit, let the heat die down before we.
All right. So I'm gonna say that your character is not too familiar with the planet, but maybe Shadows might be, and of course even Laddie, but he might not have too much to say. Let's see. Shadow, you there?
He must have wanted to meet us anyhow, right? Like he probably didn't want us to bring or come right back to him, kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to say there's like a kind of place in one of the towns. Let's see, kind of maybe a seedier side of town where they don't ask too many questions where you land, and we can get you guys into Orm Sky Palace. I think this is there is a kind of spot where you can kind of go to that Shadow's character knows about, since he's been here probably longer than yours has. So let's see. There's
a lot of ocean on this planet, so it's like, does it have like a jungle-y mainland or anything like that? Or
I pictured it more like Morocco, like a lot of
more Mediterranean.
More Mediterranean mountains and some dry, arid places. Some places that are a little more like savanna. Let's see here, City Chandar Palace. Okay, so
you might even know some Scythy places here.
So I guess if you guys want to land in some kind of flat feature out in the middle of nowhere, or you guys want to go into a habited place that's a little more
A
more
place where
well.
we can blend in, but where we're not going to be noticed
Or,
coming in.
yeah, or you
And we
could
can
even
kinda sit there like
leave
this.
the system if you want.
What do you think, Shadow? Leave the system, land in a nearby smaller backwoods to chill for a bit, wait for the meetup, say everything was cool. So we don't want to go fly right back to him, draw heat to him.
Great idea.
Okay.
Because I would have said, yeah, let's just drop it off immediately. But
Chill a little bit, let things cool down.
So yeah, Shadow, your character would know there's some seedier parts of the planet. It wouldn't be in the city that you guys are where Rix is, but it would probably be more seedier part of the main city on this planet. And you can land in one of those ports. You would probably know about some more flatter areas beyond in the on the planet that are uninhabited, some kind of savanna area that you could land in. You could even leave the planet, find just land on a random moon. You could leave the system if you want.
yeah, let's put some distance so we can analyze what we've actually got
Okay.
as well.
All right. So stay on the planet or leave the planet.
Leave the
Oh,
planet,
leave the planet
absolutely.
completely. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys are going to be heading to space. You will see some cruisers, some that are some of most of them are Mandalorian, some flying by. There is a moon of this planet. It's kind of smaller than like the Earth moon, but it's not cool. It's still round in shape. It does not have any atmosphere. There is some little bases here and there on that, but it's mostly just used as like kind of an antenna, basically relay stations and stuff like that. Not much
Mhm.
going on there. There's a gas giant in this
We
system.
could do a hyperspace jump to the next
Okay.
planet. That's a popular destination, so we don't stand out just dropping out of hyperspace.
All
Just
right.
jump on the main lanes and hit a place that's popular.
Let's pull up.
Resort planet.
Yeah, let's pull up the map here. So there's a little map of the sector that you're in that little readout that I gave you guys. So it's not the first map, but the second map.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta go look
There's,
at that.
it's in the kind of part about Zanparalia where I added it in there. Let's see. So there's Liana, which it's actually there's Chandar, Renvar. There is
Renvar sounds very familiar.
Renvar is a frozen planet. It was in one of the Battlefront games.
That's what I thought. Okay. Yeah, let's do
Renvar.
that.
Okay. All right. Let's live.
No one will ever look for us here,
That's awesome.
even us.
Renvar is a frozen planet. So you guys, let's see. How do we do astrogation? Does anybody have astrogation?
No, I assume the astromech in the or whatever, the astro computer.
Let's see. It's not a very far jump, but there's no. It's a kind of you kind of losing local streets kind of thing. Let's see, and I probably, if nobody has astrogation, we should have an astromech droid here. Maybe you guys should have stole that one. Let me pull up the.
Yeah, do humans usually do all that and punch in the coordinates, or do they rely on them?
Astrogation is is a skill that the humans use, or it could be a droid. There's also even an astrogation force talent.
I think there's also a computer that will do it. It just depends on how long it gets done.
Okay. So astrogation is a mech skill. So I think your character has a relatively high mech skill.
I have 4D, so what I could do is drop one of the points that I had in my piloting and have the astrogation as
let's see. We could. I think 4D should be enough because 4D will be, that's the equivalent of a moderate roll, and I think it's going to be no, it's equivalent. 3D is 3 to 4D is a moderate roll. So I think you'll be fine, and we can also get astrogation upgrades in the future. If you want to keep it with the piloting, that's fine.
I guess if I'm like more of a pilot, then I probably should have it more than likely, so I'm not dependent on.
If you want, or you can buy a droid. Either way. Yeah, if you want to add a one to astrogation, then instead.
Yeah, like can you purchase astrogation and then just have it as a plus, like a D+1, so it runs off your mechanical 4 and then a +1 instead of having a 1D. You can put a pip into the skill.
You could break up a skill. Yeah, you could break up the skill, like you could break it up into 3 pips. So let's say instead of doing a full dice into piloting, you do like 1 or 2 pips in piloting and 1 pip into astrogation. But I don't know if you can get an astrogation. We could do it like that. I don't think it's too bad. I think there might be a rule that doesn't let you do less than a full dice on anything, but I think plus just the astrogation 0+1 is fine.
Okay.
Or +2, for that matter, right. And we'll go +1 into the
2, pilot. And then I'll keep it space transports 2D+1.
Okay, so +2, and then you can upgrade it by 1 more.
Because that's still a good deal. Because like I have 4 in mechanical. So
okay, yeah.
So I'm rolling 4D+2.
Yeah, and I'm going to make it a 3D. Let's see, difficulty. Oh gosh, that's a low. To Renvar, it's 7. 7 to get is the target number. I guess it's easier than I thought. I made it a moderate difficulty, and I just rolled 3 dice, which actually ends up being kind of an easy difficulty.
So what would I have to roll for that? 4 dice? And
4 dice +2.
One of them a wild dice, of course.
Yeah.
Good that time. At least I got a 2. So 4, 8, 10, 12, and then the +2 would put me at 14.
Oh, great. Okay, so yeah, you make it to you there's no issues, and you guys get into hyperspace.
Excellent.
Now, for those listening at home, hyperspace is in Star Wars. It is kind of like a smaller version of regular space, but it's kind of reflecting in the same points. So,
are we allowed to use any of the sound effects from the movies, like during the game? Like whenever we say went to hyperspace, if we like played the sound of going to hyperspace, can we get in trouble for that? Or
I think it's the music that usually gets you, not the sounds, because I think there's like a 2 or 3 second. There's a weird thing that goes on about how long it lasts.
Yeah, the sound. Yeah, it's so short, like, and it is transformative.
Little soundboard.
Yeah. Right.
That's a little sound clip of like the Emperor going, "Do it."
But the sound of the blasters, little going off, like that'd be cool.
Let's see.
And R2 noises.
That'd be awesome.
Soundboard.
Doors closing, and like.
Let's see if I can find one here.
Steal some Star Trek.
That's okay. We can all watch Fanboys if that's the case.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Can I just do my Danger, Will Robinson? Danger.
Wrong franchise.
Yeah, right.
Well, we are a dark side. I mean, come on. Who better than,
Roger.
Yeah.
Nice.
Actually, have you guys, I don't know if you guys have done that, but I was playing Jedi Survivor, and you can actually listen to the droids talk to each other, which I think is actually pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. I remember you telling me about that. They have a whole conversation when you're hidden.
Yeah, exactly. You'll have different ones out there. Like sometimes the stormtroopers like, man, I'm just sitting up here and it's a beautiful sunset and blah, blah, blah. And then I like push him off the cliff to kill him. You just feel kind of bad about that. But he's going to fight me anyway.
Yes.
But yeah, they have a lot of them where they'll argue back and forth, and this is why I'm better, Well, I think that I should get a promotion because we're doing this. It's like, all right, I won't get close enough that they can't see me, but I do enjoy listening to their conversations.
All right, so it's close by. So I didn't give any stats on this ship. 1D, how many days for light speed? Let me pull up a fire spray, Star Wars D6. Google. Wars D6. So one of the things with the whole, it makes 0.5 past light speed or something like that. It's kind of it's an unusual system, but it kind of once you get it, it makes some sense. So there is like sort of in hyperspace, like what they call
I can hear you.
yeah.
Wait a minute. If we're going to do that, we need to have the Doctor Who song, as we're going through the, hyperspace.
So
no, not the song. The little music they have whenever they're traveling at the beginning.
I like the exterminate. So the way they are classed in terms of how fast they are is a multiple of one, basically, or usually multiple of one, because most ships are about a one or more. But if it actually has a fraction number like 0.5 for the Millennium Falcon, it's it's faster than like the stated travel time. So let's say the travel time between in hyperspace between, let's say, Coruscant and Corellia is so many days. Is so many days. That's for something with a hyperdrive of 1. Something with a hyperdrive of 2, you just multiply that by 2. But
you mean divide by 2, or is it divide or multiply?
You multiply it. So in the case of like the
slower ships have a higher multiplier.
Yeah. So and like a ship will have a backup hyperdrive, which would be like something like a 10.
Okay.
And so there are some things like I don't know what was going on in Empire Strikes Back, but they're leaving Hoth, and then the hyperdrive doesn't work on the Millennium Falcon, but they are not using the hyperdrive to get to another star system. And if you look at the map, like they're close to each other, but you don't see where, like it's like Hoth is close to Bespin, but like he did it. They went there again. It is unusual. Like you don't know exactly how much time has passed. It could be a lot of time because that like Luke basically learned how to be a Jedi in the time that they took for them to get to Bespin. So it could have been that they were in regular space for months, but that still would imply that they're going faster than light because they're going between several star systems to get there.
Right.
Come on, it's parsecs. That's a distance, not a time. But that's anyway.
What do-over I want to do is I want to steal that astromech.
I was thinking that I didn't want to. I wanted.
I wish Laddie had grabbed them, just picked them up, walked away.
I was hoping that would happen because when I was sitting there trying to put the encounter together, I'm like, well, okay, he's going to have the data on the computer of the spaceship. I'm like, no, he's going to have it on the astromech droid, and they could just, if they're having trouble, they just take them.
Yeah.
Never even occurred to me. I travel light. I mean, I could have technically tried to reprogram the little brother.
Laddie, you just see Laddie walking out of the spaceport with
the under his arm, one arm.
Right? He's just going beep, 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 just trying to like shock him. Bzz, bzz, bzz. I'm taking you for an oil bath. So let's see. So wow. You guys do not have all these weapons, I will say. 70 tons, 4 passenger, patrol craft D6. Where is the hyperdrive on it? Oh, here we go. D6 holocron. That's like the best site for this D6 holocron.
And it's all legal stuff too. That's what gets me is they
Yeah.
Wrestling Games went bankrupt, they said, "Here, this is to the fans," or whatever it was, which was good. I mean, especially if you lose the license, because I don't think they can remove it, but they can't claim copyright on it either because they can't show that they lost any money because they lost the license.
So I'm going to roll how many days it is on one dice to. Oh gosh.
Okay, while you do that, I'll play
To
the tournament.
Renvar. It's going to be a 6-day trip to Renvar. So in the meantime, do you guys want to do anything on the ship? I guess. So let me kind of describe it. It's going to be, if you ever look at the what Boba Fett's ship looks like, it's going to be the same, maybe kind of an older analog to this, and it's very vertical. There's a higher up cockpit, and a little living quarter in the back, which was where Boba and Jango Fett lived. There is two more seats just below the cockpit for running the ship if you need, and further down there's like it's kind of down the spine of the ship. There is a ladder, and taking you to the lower sections, which there is several holding cells. In the case of this ship, there is those are just bunks, pretty much, because this was more of this is a different ship, so it's going to had slightly different purposes. So this was more of a kind of a commando crew ship for small missions, quick in and out missions, and some
perpetrated.
Yeah. So let's see here.
I assume that you guys are having a look at the data on that, or if you don't have the ability, good, because there's not really, we don't even have to necessarily take it back there. If we find it's valuable enough, we could use it to basically jump ourselves up.
Well, we're going to get paid for the transfer, but there was nothing in the contract about copying the data and using it for our own purposes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Are you a good enough slicer to get into it?
Kinda.
All right.
I got to find out what it is, because it may, only be useful to the two parties, and we definitely don't want to, screw over Rick because,
Do you want to input it into the computer of the ship? See what's in there?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. All right. So you see. Let me pull up the map. Where's the map? I had the map up here earlier. So you guys live in the kind of the wedge between the Hydian and Perlimian trade routes. You're kind of on the eastern edge, let's say, if you think of the map as north-south, at least the way that it's oriented here. You are on the eastern edge of the Mandalorian extent of their stuff.
Theater.
Yeah. Now everything you're on the you're still on the west side of the Perlimian trade route. Beyond the Perlimian trade route is called the Slice. And there are places that's where would be the Tyon cluster, which is one where the company that Tyon Venture Tyon company, the media and transportation conglomerate that's funding Rick right now. They're kind of in that area, sort of a little bit east of where you guys are on the opposite side of this Perlimian trade route. If you go a little more south is where the huts are. It's called the Slice. It's where most of the colonization of the Republic is focused on. Kashyyyk is out there to the southeast of you. What else? Kessel's out there. So it looks like that he has found Captain Jojo has found a route from, where is it here? Let's see. What is the name? Where's the city? He's found a route kind of on a planet. Selukami, or whatever it's called. Somewhere kind of, it's on the edge of Hut space. He has found a route that goes through a place that had a supernova in the past, and the routes are all. So one of the things with the hyperspace routes is they can get affected by stellar movements and stuff. And there is a planet called Ossus that has lost its trade routes in the past. It looks like there was, like, in the astromech data, it says the old trade route, and now the new trade route, which was just discovered, that goes through a planet called Ossus, and it goes from Ossus to Zenparalia, and from Ossus to basically to Hut space.
Where is Ossus located in relation to Kashyyyk? I have like the Star Wars Galaxy map.com.
Ossus. Oh, okay. Kashyyyk is okay. So it's way further out from Kashyyyk. Kashyyyk is kind of on the border of like the mid rim. You guys are a little further out. So Kashyyyk is Ossus is a lot closer to you guys. Ossus is close to if you look on the map, Liana, Renvar. It's on the east side of the Preliminary Way. And I can let me do
East side of the Preliminary Way, okay.
So I'm gonna kind of.
I'm right now. I'm around Kashyyyk.
All right, go to the go outwards and towards like the Tyon cluster.
Okay. Is that? Just trying to get my bearings here.
Do you see the Hydian Way, or the Preliminary trade route?
I do see that. Yep.
Just follow the Preliminary trade route outwards, away from the away from the center, and you'll see. Ossus will be a little bit off of it. Won't be quite on it. You'll be like Colmex, Liana, just before. It'll be before Liana.
Because it ends with Troikan or
Cormia. Troikan, before Troikan. So Ossus, let me do where is it here? A snipping tool. Where's my snipping tool?
So I'd like to take a snip of this and put it.
I think you'll see it on the little map I gave you guys earlier. It's in the article about Zenparalia.
Which group is that in, or which?
That was. Let me see here. Can I copy? Control V. No, it doesn't let me do that. Let's just snip it. Map. Snip. New. So. All right, the middle of
this. The player channel, I think.
Yeah, let me go to the player channel. I'll just put it in here. Player channel. There we go. That's in there now. So right now, the kind of the biggest words.
Thanks.
This is from the thing. So Zenparalia is not on this map because it's it's made up. Which they're all made up, but they're made up. This is more made up. So you can see kind of in the middle of the map is Renvar and Ossus. You guys are kind of where it says Koiroinen. That's kind of between Koiroinen and Renvar. You guys are, or Colmex. You guys are kind of in between there. That's where Zenparalia is. But this is reference for Renvar. Ossus is here. It's kind of close to the thing, and I guess Kashyyyk would have been. It's not on the clip, but that's where roughly you are. So to the left side would be. Oh, you can see Yavin on this map, the Gordian Reach. So if you guys want to do maybe a knowledge check on Ossus or any of these places.
Yeah, let me look for
A
that.
10 with a 4 on the wild.
Okay. Your knowledge on Asa. Okay, Asa. So 10 is a moderate. Okay, so you'll know that it was a Jedi planet, and it was destroyed in the Sith Wars by during a battle. The not actually on Ossus, a nearby star system. There was a battle where these several stars were made to go nova, and this supernova, destroyed the Sith battle fleet. I think the Sith. It was caused by the Sith, but it ended up just destroying their fleet and somebody else and whatever other fleet at the time, and that explosion caused, over time, it took like a year or two to get to it because the Ossus was nearby, but not like, it's because the explosion travels at light speed, while the ships left and kind of had to warn them. So Ossus was eventually evacuated by the uh, Jedi, and then Ossus was destroyed by, well, not it was made unlivable due to the supernova that happened nearby. Technically a hypernova because it was several planets, several
Is it
stars.
still uninhabitable?
You don't know. You assume it probably had its atmosphere stripped by the cosmic rays.
It's a lot of solar radiation. Supernovas in the vicinity.
That's a shame. That would be a right place to do some looting and pillaging.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let me see here. Roll me. How long you think you've known Rick?
I don't think that long.
How about you, Shadow?
No more than 4 years.
Okay.
Probably a lot less though.
Less than that for me.
Okay.
Maybe 2 months.
Roll me a moderate perception roll. Let's see. Bargain command. Investigation, search, sneak. Either investigation or search, I guess. Investigation. Give me an investigation.
Not too good, seeing as how I got a 1 on the wild die, and then 9, 10, 12, 13.
I'm gonna say, what would be the complication then? Okay, I'm gonna guess you that you have powers. Like especially since you tried to do the little
Mhm.
my little trick with the telekinesis.
Mhm.
You don't quite understand the various societies of force sensitive peoples. All you kind of understand is there's Sith and Jedi, and sometimes there's people like you who just kind of are force sensitive. You're starting to think that you think Rick. You're pretty sure that Rick is also force sensitive, and that's why he's interested in you. Not like
Okay.
in
Yeah, I hope not.
Well,
Unless his name is Ricky with an I.
yeah,
Um, lose
Rick,
my number.
yeah, Rick. Rick has an interest in you, and he seems to be almost pushing pushing your, like he's always giving you these jobs that are pushing your ability. Like this is kind of like was an easy job for you this time, for some
Well, I had a
reason.
good team.
Yeah.
If I had to do it by myself, I'd be
So
broke.
yeah, and so he's been pushing you. It's almost like you, you think you're in almost a mentor relationship with him.
So I'm
So,
gonna
and
have to kill him. Is
yeah,
what you
maybe this is before the rule of two, but your character wouldn't really know much about, I guess, what would be the complication? Like, are you in denial about your force powers, or you don't see them the same, or what would be the? trying to think of a good complication that wouldn't be too like limiting. You know, like, oh, you don't.
Maybe I think it's like a racial thing. You know, like my family was all witches or something, and I just think that this is, part of the gift or whatever that
Or
I
a curse.
you're right.
All right, well, we'll work with something. If you can maybe come up with something, it will make it part of your flavor of your character. But yeah, you think that you're pretty sure that that Rick is some kind of Jedi type, some kind of Force sensitive.
Okay.
Oh, maybe you think he's a Jedi.
Then I'm
Nah.
definitely gonna have to kill him.
Yeah, you think he's a Force. You're pretty sure he's a Force sensitive, and maybe that's why he might have interest in this planet.
Okay. What do you guys think?
Are there boxes to move?
Yes, there will be boxes to move.
All right, I'm in.
I didn't think you're consulting me on that. I'm up in the cockpit.
Well, I am now.
It's a small craft. You guys are probably in the same area. The cockpit's kind of the most open space in the whole place.
Yeah, and as I'm looking over the maps and the history of everything, uh, do we have any EVA suits?
No, but you can probably get some. There's there's no vac suits in this ship right now.
Right. Well, when Rick transfers the credits over to us, maybe you take some of that money, pick up a couple, and see what's on the planet.
Okay. I
Yeah.
think in the case of OGG is he's doing this as a favor to get this ship, so he's not getting much for it, but you'll probably be getting some payment.
Okay.
Let's see. All right, so what do you guys continue on to Renvar?
Yes.
All right. So you guys approach Renvar. There is very little in this system. It's actually not. There's no settlements. There's no. Only sometimes people come here, drop stuff off. It's it's a very out of the way place. Kind of quite a smuggler's moon or anything like that. It's just sort of a place people go to get lost. Anybody want to roll a history roll on that, a knowledge roll on that planet?
Eight.
That is easy. You know that Oleg Qualdroma died here.
Who?
Exactly. You know, somebody that's exactly. You just know the name. It has something to do with the Sith, and he died there.
On Renvar?
Renvar, yeah.
Huh. Well, let's go pay some respects, or at least I will when we're, doing our downtime stuff. I might go and see if there's a crypt.
All right. So you guys approach. You find a good place you could land. It seems to be. Let's see. How would you? That's one of the things the jokes about Star Wars is like you go to the planet and you go to that one spot on the entire, million kilometers of area. Let's see, sensors. Let's say you guys want to do any scanning of it? There should be some good class sensors on this ship. Fire spray sensors. Let's see here. Passive scan search. Okay. So 1 dice plus 1 to anybody's scanning use of scanner's ability.
I don't have a scanner ability, so
I think scanners is technical or mechanical. I think it's I think
I have a technical 3D, so I could just try to wing it then.
Yeah, let me just double check if it might be mechanical because I noticed mechanical seems to be operation of equipment. Well, technical seems to be fixing of equipment.
Hands
Or-
on.
Yeah.
All right. So I have
Oh,
4B.
yeah, it's mechanical. So sensors is a mechanical skill, and then
All right.
add one for the sensors. Your ship has special sensors, so.
So add one to the
And,
roll.
yeah, and what are you kind of looking for?
Well, basically to see if there's any hazards and such. Like, what are we, like, are we going to a populated planet? Like, what is this place?
There might be some anybody here is kind of there for temporary. There might be somebody trying to hunt some animals for fur and trade them.
So
There
it's not
might
a civilized planet. It's just
no, yeah, it's just like as people just come in and out. There's no starships. There's no star base. You probably can't buy because there's no place to really buy anything unless you find another person that happens to be in the system.
okay. Scan for a decent climate and flat location that's sheltered from the elements and hopefully high up, like up in the mountains or something. So you have a commanding view from where we are.
Okay. Roll your scanner. Oh. And add one for the scanning.
That's good. Did not roll bad on the wild die. 14, 16, 17.
Okay. Oh, that's good. You find a good
Do
spot.
I get to explode the D6 or is that a thing?
Yeah, if it's the wild dice, it's the D6.
Oh, only if it's the wild die. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, you find a place just like that you need. You do see that it might have been cleared from before, like other people have visited it and use this as a landing site, but there's nobody there right now.
All right. I'll take it in gently and put her down.
Awesome. Do you mind if we end it here? I gotta.
That's a good spot.
Yeah.
Sure.
Or we can, and if unless you guys want to do some more consideration on what's the next move are, and then I can kind of, for the next
down-
session, come up with
downtime.
what we can do, and I'll give you guys some what do you call that? The XP and stuff. And I'm
Sure.
gonna make. Let's see here. So no dark side points so far, so that's good.
I'm trying.
Let's see. So do you guys want to head eventually? Do you guys want to head back to Rick and send them back the data? Right now, you're trying. So right now, you're trying to copy the data for you guys to have for
Just so
yourself.
I know what I'm, involved in,
Mhm.
initially. But if I see an angle
Mhm.
that without like going to the exact opposite side, because I don't want to do that,
Mhm.
because that's just dumb and bad business. But initially I want to know what the hell I'm getting myself into, and
Mhm.
everybody else, because this shit, could bite us in the ass later.
Yeah.
But if there's anything, any part of this that we could use for our own advantage,
Mhm.
then
Take
Okay.
it.
So let's see. So how about so do you guys plan on going back to so you'll make a copy. I think it shouldn't be too hard to make a copy. The data might have there might be some kind of resistance to copying these things, but you already did it from their computer to yours. So I think I wouldn't even give you any hard time about like any rolling for that. So let's say we'll assume that you have some kind of you've copied it to your personal computer or something else. We can always figure something. If you have some vision of what you copied it to some kind of chip, to just a data pad.
yeah, my data
Um,
pad we already established.
okay, and then so we'll assume that that then wouldn't require any rolls. We'll do so the next step would be either you want to explore Renvar, or you could head back to Rick's, head back some other place, or go to Ossus if you guys want. You guys have the coordinates now.
Vex, I
Well,
guess you could try to sense out your the dark side connection here.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. We got to stay here for a little while,
Mhm.
You know, and just lay low for a bit so that
Okay.
uh, you give people enough time to, for the next news cycle event, so that they
Yeah.
forget about this.
Yeah. It's good. Well, it's good, but it was 6 days to get here, and it'll probably be 6 days to get back. Like if you just went there and back, so you guys should be all right. Here you can restock on at least water because there's snow and ice everywhere.
Yeah, let's
You, you might
plan on
want to.
like 2 days here, and then
Mhm.
6 days back makes it 2 whole weeks. That
Okay.
way, the heat's died down, and we can maybe do a little exploring. Maybe off grid might want to do a little what do you call it? Big game hunting
Oh, okay.
while I'm doing my thing, and Omen can rearrange the cargo or something. I don't know. maybe help. Maybe help off grid bring back a carcass. It's kind of I don't
I'm
know.
probably going to just work on the ship, mess around in there because I'm loving having a ship now.
Okay.
I do have tools, so that I probably
Okay.
need where I can
You guys can redecorate and remodel and you know modify
That's
it. It's
Yeah.
stretch
right.
case.
I will make sure that I
Personalize the
have
settings.
kill corridors for our cargo.
So make sure to take a comm with you and give us a call when you need a ride.
Okay. So next session, and so you guys aren't planning on double crossing Rick or anything,
No.
No.
at least for now.
I want
Okay.
to
So
get paid. I don't know about you guys. I want to get paid.
okay.
Yeah,
All right.
sure.
And then okay. So you guys are gonna get paid. Maybe sell those desk sticks. Maybe they'll. Okay. So I'm gonna
If I
try to
don't
come up
smoke
with
them all.
some kind of encounter for Renvar, and what happens when you meet Rick again.
Okay.
And the death sticks could be a bribe if like we run into any problems or any type of issue on the way
Well,
back.
I'm giving everyone's getting one carton or case or whatever, and you guys do what you want. If
With
Owen
the
wants,
cigarettes, are we going to prison?
yeah, I can sell them for you, and then you could use the credits to
Get more oil baths.
right.
Excellent. Everybody's
Awesome.
happy.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for putting up with. I
No,
hope
this is
I
fun.
hope I hope.
No, it's fine, George.
Okay.
You're trying to. Well, one is you're trying to still learn the system. You're trying to get comfortable with everything. So
George, I have had these books in my collection for decades, freaking decades, and it's the first chance I've had. So far, everything's pretty straightforward. I get it. I've always been not a big fan of dice pools, but this isn't offensive or gross or
Yeah. Adding them up gets a little bit of a
salted-ish.
pain.
Where you've got big, huge piles of dice.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always liked dice pools myself, but I admit if they get over 10, it gets ridiculous.
I like.
Color me shocked, Omen. The guy with more dice than any other 12 people I know or have known in my life likes dice pools. Go figure.
You laugh at that, but no, it's if you actually look at most dice I have, they're all for like Dungeon Crawl Classics because they gave me 18 sets of dice.
I like the dice pool systems, particularly what's the Shadowrun.
Yeah,
But that one you don't have to add anything because it's just like success, 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 fail, 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 and then you put them together, and it's just,
well. When we do Alien, what I like about it is that each additional success gives you an option to do like alternative actions. The same thing applies actually to the Final Fantasy Star Wars. It's like you roll it, and you can do a general success, and then you can have complications and things. That's part of the reason I like dice pools. Is that it's not just hey you succeed or fail. You can do other effects. With your additional successes. That's part of the reason I liked it. And
Yeah, but I noticed that George was having a little bit of difficulty in coming up with what those might or might not be, both successes and failures.
Complications.
Yeah, complications.
yeah.
You kind of have to, from a game master perspective, I see him having to come up with them ahead of time, as opposed to trying to do them on the fly, which means you have to come up with a lot of other things uh, prior to game time, which
Mhm.
some people scoff at. Railroad versus sandbox, and for a sandbox game, that would make things really difficult unless you had this big old list of complications like pre-generated, for
Yeah.
every task, or
To,
So
every
to, to,
skill.
to,
they're situational. That's the hard part. It's like,
Right. And it makes ad libbing very difficult.
yeah,
But
but you know what? Is
yeah,
I kind of like the fact that it forces you to do that. You're right. It's not just when you can like run and ignore, but
mhm,
I do like the hey, this
yeah,
succeeds or it fails. But you're right. It is very situational, and some of them it's like, well, what does this really mean? But that
yeah,
says I've always liked complications. The perfect example is, hey guys, we're gonna blow through the hole to escape. All right, you made the escape, but you went down into the garbage chute, and then or
mhm,
the other one is hey, we're doing this. It's like, well, what are you gonna do? Why are the walls closing in?
mhm. But
I,
you do see where what I mean by you have to have like a huge mental list or written down, typed out, whatever list of potential complications for each, like at the very very minimum, like of the skills. Go through the skills and what are
yep,
some bad things that could happen. Try to make your own like little tweaks on what you just said, to always have them fresh and ready to go. Instead of just like in a bunch of games I'm in, anytime I roll a fumble with a blade, my bastard sword breaks.
yeah,
Uh,
I hate that. That's what
mhm,
I much
but that's a
prefer is
complication, right?
well, to me, a
yeah,
complication doesn't mean that it has to be destroyed. A complication can mean, um,
But
hey,
that's
guess
just
what?
been the jokey go to
Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah, yeah. But I mean, I always hate it. To me, this is where I like the dice bowl system, which is, guess what? You got four complications or something. Guess again, this is where different type of dice bowl system.
Mhm.
You can
But
yeah,
use physiology. You can use all different types of things for the complications. Like in combat, it's like you overstretched, you pulled a muscle, so now you don't have your exceptional strength to your rest. And
or
it's like
you know
just
what?
an example. It can be any of those things, or the thing you're interacting with does something. Random happens. Environmental can happen. Um,
You definitely have to be good at ad libbing
yeah,
and
But
making shit
but
up on the fly.
mhm.
see, I kind of like that. No, I'm not saying I'm great at
Oh
it
yeah,
either.
it's
I'm just saying
definitely a
that.
challenge. It's definitely
But it
challenging.
forces you to be a better GM to describe stuff. Like you said, hey, guess what? You rolled a one. You know what that could mean is as you took a swing, he came over and now you've locked blades. Now
Yeah,
you have to now you
yeah.
can't use your blade for the next attack. You can only use a fist. It's like, okay, you
Mhm.
haven't lost your sword. It's just
No, but with two separate GMs and half a dozen different games, that's what it always meant. Because I was
I
running nothing but fighters, and it's kind of funny, but also incredibly annoying because um,
again, I
steel
don't.
doesn't break
yeah.
like that. But
Yeah,
anyways,
I
but
think
still,
what one of the complications I think a lot of people do in Star Wars is like you have to reload, like you
yeah.
shot, but that's like I don't know. I feel
Well, I
like
think yeah, it
yeah,
just
I don't
depends on
remember
what it is.
seeing
There,
them ever
part of it
reload in
could be
Star Wars.
It could be
because
Jam
yeah,
Magazine.
yeah.
It could be
perfect
like
ex- perfect example of like
faulty energy
a
round.
good Star Wars complication would be like, and it does actually, it's very much like the movies where like they do something like, for example, when like okay they get through that door, Luke and Leia in the A New Hope, they get through that door, and then like the stormtroopers are coming after them, and so he shoots the lock. He shoots the panel for the lock, and the door closes. But it's the same panel that extends the platform that has no railings.
Bridge.
Well, there's the other part too. You can say, hey, guess what? Especially if you miss, you don't have to say something gets destroyed, but you can say, hey, guess what? You hit a pipe and now there's steam all over, so it
Mhm.
blocks your
Yeah.
view.
Well, you can
You know,
also do you feel obligated to tell the players every complication? Because you could keep them to yourself, couldn't you?
yeah.
hmm I was tempted to do one like, oh yeah, there's a silent alarm set off, but I don't think
Exactly what
I
I
don't.
was thinking.
Yeah, I didn't. I feel like because most of the complications came after a success, except for like one or two.
Mhm.
Oh no,
Well,
the grappling hook was a failure, right?
The
Or no?
complications don't have to be related to the task being performed whatsoever. They can be. It could just mean something crazy happens, or it could
Right.
mean
That's
like
cool.
something
Yeah.
in the plot of the story or something. An
Yeah,
element.
I
Okay.
was kind of thinking of it. It had to be like tied to the thing because that's how
it,
you generated it. But you're right.
You could
Uh,
undergo a force assault
I I
shadow
was I was
while you're doing something, which like knocks you down 2D because you're fighting like a force battle in your head with an unknown assailant. Like things like that can happen.
well, you could do the other part too, which is a complication. Is yeah, you make a sneak, but guess what? 4 guards come in, and now are
Mhm.
standing right by the door.
Shift
So yeah,
change.
you,
It's
you made
shift
it to the
change,
door,
and you
but
could
yeah.
click,
you now
and
have
suddenly there's 4 guards there.
I was
well, yeah,
thinking to
but
have
they
one
don't
of the
see you. They're
complications was
just
like the
yeah.
one of the security guards came out for a cigarette break on the
Yep.
ship.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? That's what I kind of like is that's one of the reasons I do like complications is it allows you to create a story without necessarily hurting the players. I agree with you. Like breaking a sword. I mean, okay, it's fine if you're fighting a great big monster or something like that, but doing it all the time just tells me that you're so unoriginal. I would much rather say, well, guess what? You've now gone on to the point where you're the floor is slick with gore and you have slipped as you back off. It's like, oh, okay, I fell.
Telling a dynamic story
You
instead
su-
of it being mechanical.
you successfully swing your sword, but your shoelaces are untied.
Well,
Yep.
well, I don't know about you, but as you successfully swing your sword and it has become embedded in his body, and now it's going to take you around to pull it out.
You
right.
swing your sword, and now you think you have tennis elbow, and
Oh,
you're gonna have to have a doctor check it
well,
out after
you know what? I don't
after the
like doing
fight.
stuff. Yeah, well, I don't like doing stuff like that as much because you start giving a lot of negatives, and it's like, well, players like ah. But no, I had one with the cipher system. They have one which is you do a complication, but the other option is the DM can say, "Hey, I'm going to do a complication. Do you want it or not?" If you take the complication that's not from a roll, then you get 1 experience point, and then you get another player that gets to pick another experience point. And it's like, oh, and what was interesting was when I played the cipher system. I don't really even like the cipher system, but every time they put up a complication, you as a player can say, no, I don't want a complication. You can
It's weird
spend
because I've been getting like commercial after commercial for the new Cipher system. I'm like, why do you think I care? You know, or is it just the only role playing game commercial that's out right now?
I haven't seen a single one.
Monty Cook, right?
Yeah, I'm just saying,
He's
but it's
he's
weird.
literally in the commercial, and I'm like, wow,
Yeah,
when did that start being a thing? You
yeah,
know?
but I mean, but for me, which is weird for me, I'll be honest, I have a lot of his books. I will say as much. Well, I disagree with the politics and his little wishy-washy crap. Um, he makes really good products, and the PDFs are fantastic. Um, there's some of the best PDFs out there I've seen for any
I've
game book.
actually got an
Yeah.
Arduin Eternal rulebook beta test copy that it's not only written by him but autographed by him. I don't know how I came across that, I've
Oh
got it
wow!
right here. Yeah,
Yeah, but I mean, Monty Cook. I don't know what happened with it, but like like I said, it's when I start reading the books. And I have several of them. I mean, I have a shelf probably about is that what about a foot and a half wide or something. So we're talking, a lot of books. But
sure.
like right here, well, if I don't cover that up, yeah. I mean, so this is all over here, going to right about here. They're good books. It's just I don't like the system that much. But I'll be honest, every time I've played it, I've had a lot of fun. The GMs have had a lot of fun. But there's like one of them, it says, oh, you hit with your sword. And you say, oh, I'm going to do a complication. Like, oh, okay. It's like, well, you hit with the sword, you've done a critical damage, you accept the complication, and your axe has become embedded in the dragon's neck. As it rears up, you lose grip of it. You're like,
Oh,
well, that's true, but it actually makes for kind of a heroic and fun game. And since you get experience points, and their experience points are used a little bit differently, you use them very similar to how the Star Wars does. You can use them to increase your rolls. You can do them to change, to give yourself skills. There's a lot of stuff that you can do with experience points. But I just thought that was kind of cool. It's like, oh, you don't feel like you really get hurt by it as much. Yeah, okay, I lost my axe, but I had a really cool moment. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
It does allow that cinematic aspect, but you're right. You have to come up with that stuff. It,
It's what
You know,
builds the memories. Those moments in the campaign, they become the touchstones in it.
oh yeah, it's like, well, what happened here? It's like, well, we were fighting, and I lost my axe of slaying, and so I had to pull out the dagger, and
Rolled a 20, and you
yep.
know, yeah, they're
Well, as
they're
I
the
said,
water cooler moments of role playing games.
and I think a lot of games just don't do it. It's either, hey, you fail, or hey, you got a critical hit, do double damage. Like that's
Right.
no fun. I like I said, the cipher system, and he's brought out a new cipher system. And I used to be part of the cipher. I forget what they're called. Um, really good guys. They were one of them was kind of weird, but he was a good DM. Um, he's like, yeah, my girlfriend and my husband. All right, but he was a cool guy.
I'm out.
No, he was actually a really cool guy. He was a good DM. It was fun to play with him. But yeah, but it was definitely like, I'm not going to say anything. And the other guy was, there were three of them. One of the guys was a former, I guess he was airborne. He was cool too. And yeah, but I played with all of them. They were all really good guys. And I think but yeah, but they were the biggest proponents of Cypher. Like I said, I've played it a few times with different groups, and Numenera has really cool ideas. It's just sometimes I just don't know how to. That's a world that I don't know how to really run for Numenera. It's like you have everything. It's magic technology all mixed together, along with the like astral plane with the matrix all combined into the real world. Yeah,
Came to bring the pain, hardcore to the brain. Step into my astral plane.
Well, one of the abilities you have is like you can phase through walls, which I think is cool. But one of the complications is you can get stuck in the wall. Like it doesn't kill you, but you're stuck. It's like, all right, guys, can you cut me out of the door until I can fix this? But yeah. So anyway, I like that, but I admit you're gonna have to think on the fly, and it's kind of hard. And and like you said, sometimes it's worth having the players come up with a complication, and not all complications have to be really bad. It's like you said, oh, they got the alarm, or is you shot the door and you've blocked yourself off, but now you can't go back to that door again, or
I wish there was more people in the chat. I could have had them come up with some stuff. If RPG Grandma comes on and just says like, oh yeah, the complication is whatever, takes her aggression out on us.
I will say this much though. This is just a personal thing for mine is only roll where it really matters. You don't have to do lots and lots of rolls. And I don't mind narration. It's like, hey, guess what? If you're sneaking through stuff, we're only going to roll when I feel like it's going to actually be important instead of trying to roll every time.
Yeah.
So you can spread it out and just talk more.
Where can I improve? Where do you guys need some improvement? I guess better prepped, obviously. That was
That was it. You had no idea how we were going to go about this. So maybe if you're going to give them us the players in general a job, think of how they might try to solve it, and then mentally go through it. Okay, what are some things that can go wrong if they do this?
Yeah.
Or if they do that, and write them down, and then expect them to do something completely that you had no idea, that you didn't think about. But if you try to put yourself in their shoes before you give them the task, let's say,
I think I was thinking either sneaking in at nighttime. I think at one point I did think before I had changed it. I don't know. I think you were off when I mentioned I had taken a module from the I think it was from the 90s or something, called something Liana. Where was it called? It was like Trip to Liana. It's like a espionage one, and you had to like hack into the building to get the plans for a spaceship, like a, and it takes place in, the Galactic Civil War, the after the Battle of Yavin,
So
and so I changed it to a space to make it astromech plans, astrogation plans, and hyper routes, and I figured put it on a spaceship. So that's, I think I diverged a little. At first I was going to pretty much like kind of follow that adventure, just kind of reskinning it, but then
Hmm.
yeah, that the
so George,
yeah.
I think you did a good job on doing the test. You weren't tempted to suddenly start making tests like super high, just because. I think that happened. There's a lot of temptation to do that. Myself, when you start looking at it,
Yeah.
because I see that a lot where it's like, okay, you get levels, but then all the monsters immediately get the same level, so you don't really feel like you go anywhere.
Yeah.
Right.
It's kind of like, okay, look, I'd rather take out more monsters and feel like a more badass than
Yeah.
just take on bigger monsters. But then the other one was but no, I thought that you did really well for that. It's like, hey, this is easy. It's a task 5, which I'm glad that they put that in there.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you still have a chance on a 1d6, which a
Yeah.
lot of times they don't. And actually, on average, on the 2d6, you'll usually pass it. And then I guess the real thing is if you're really going to look at it, is not that you have to do it for each skill. Just figure out some complications. Probably have about 4 or 5 in your pocket for whatever big encounter it is. It's like, hey, guess what? The droid comes, or you're suddenly going through, and suddenly the droid comes in and he decides to. It sounds funny. Gas leak. All doors are being sealed shut. Wait a minute, this doesn't even have to do with my character. It's like, yeah, exactly. You can do stuff like that. And then you're like, okay, that's completely messed up our plans, even though it has nothing to do with it. I think that those would be some of it. You did, like I said, you did a good job for that. And then part of it is this your first time running Star Wars?
Yeah. Running Star Wars.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
So
You did a good job.
So my
Yeah, you
view
did.
on that is relax. Everything will become more familiar as you start playing with it. As players, I'll be honest, I can tune you out 90% of the time because I don't care. I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, like, I don't have to worry about what this is. Just when you ask me what I want to do, this is what I'm going to do. But I don't have to worry about the rules in the background and the factions and then
Well,
the
yeah,
map
you're just there
and
to
what
move
it is.
boxes.
It's what?
I said, yeah, you're just there to move boxes.
Hey, I got in there without any problems.
There's
and you were laughing when I was doing this stuff. You're like, really? What?
I gotta ask, has my son influenced you on that, or?
No, that was. I've worked with George. There's some secret hidden things about my character too, but
Okay, because you know the running
There-
gag with Jackie
no, I don't.
and boxes.
No.
He loves
The,
opening boxes.
Like
one cool thing, I don't know if you intended it or not. There is like I keep mentioning. There's the Old Republic comic book, which takes place at the same time as we're playing and as the video games are, and kind of a couple of I think the second issue, they have to get the data off this droid, and he's literally a loading droid. He just loads things.
Yeah.
And they have him, and this is a long comic book run, and they have him as like the loading. They have him with them all the time because he's on the ship now. And like, there's this big reveal that he does at the end, but he's the loading droid, so he didn't. He could have said it all the time, but there's like a character. There's a switcheroo on like one character switched with another character, and they're both like Mandalorians, so they're dressed up in the Mandalorian garb. So one's the bad guy, one's another bad guy. One's a good guy, kind of a renegade Mandalorian. The other guy is he wasn't even a Mandalorian. He was a Mandalorian, but not really a Mandalorian. And he was like one of the big bad guys. and they think he's one of the good guys all along. And he's like, and then the loading droid's like, I know the weight of everything. I am a loading droid, and he weighs like 20 kilograms less than the other guy did. It's like, I knew it wasn't him all along, but it's like, why didn't you tell us? It's like, you didn't ask.
Yeah.
It's like,
No, I mean those are the things that are kind of fun, about that. I had to, when Shadow's like, so I'm gonna leave, and like when my shift is over, and he's like, what? Just like I'm a droid. That's the I was reading in there, and it says one is droids have no rights. Droids are not supposed to attack people, so that's and then they're discriminated against. So it's like, oh, okay. And I'm like, all right, you might as well play into it and have fun. And George, after you do yours, we're talking about different game systems. We'll do the Alien one, which I haven't run myself, but I think that's pretty atmospheric, and it's going to be claustrophobic anyway, so that makes it easy. But after that, at some point, I'd like to try running the Final Fantasy version of Star Wars, which is a dice pool, but I think the dice max out at like 7.
yeah.
Well, let me phrase it. They max out at dice to 7 for one of them, and the other one maxes out at like 5 or 6. So,
is there an app? Because it uses a special dice.
Yeah, actually, it's a free app you can get on to.
Oh, that's cool.
Like if you have like an iPad or something like that,
mm-hmm.
You tell them how many dice you have.
Mm-hmm.
And it works a little bit differently. You have your attribute, and then you have your skill.
Yeah.
And the way it works is that you, whichever one's higher, is the total number of dice you roll, and then whichever one has overlapped. So, like if you have a 3 and a 5, you'd roll a total of 5 dice. But 3 dice are considered proficiency, and then the others. And then you might have some other specialty dice on the side. But some of them can create, complications like we were talking about. Some of them can create, like, fantastic results as well. And they give you some suggestions. And I agree. I think that's, when we're talking about that, is if you're going to run an adventure, I would just put in, like, 4 or 5 complications that could occur of whatever type. Like we were talking about, is, hey, if it's combat, this could happen, or this could happen. Or, hey, you hit a complication. It just so happens your laser blast, shot through the thing, hit the door on the other side, which opens up the Rancor door, and now it's coming out.
Yeah.
Great. You just made things worse. And you can do all sorts of stuff like that. It doesn't have to always be.
You made your way out of the containment block, the prison, but now you're in the sewer or whatever it was.
Yes.
And there's
exactly.
something in there.
That's what we're talking about. Well, just they had the whole thing with the perfect example, of course, is whenever Han Solo is trying to go to warp speed. It's like, great, or it's okay. We're doing this, we're doing that. It's
I like how the dice on the fantasy play, they have so what is it? It's like success, failure, advantage, threat, triumph, and despair.
Yeah,
and I think there's dark side and light side as well, or something.
Yes,
and I like how it has a narrative element. It's not just success, failure, degrees of success and failure.
Right. Well, I mean, there are degrees of failure, but then you can have, like you said, complications and, other stuff in there. And I'm like, okay. But I know people that hate it because they're like, I feel like I'm reading runes, as I heard one guy talk about. And it's okay. It's all over the place. Some people love it. Some people don't. I know that I like the idea, but again, it helped when D and James hated the system so much. He gave me 7 sets of dice.
Okay.
No, because I was getting into it. I was reading it. And I said, "Hey, he says, yeah, I hated that game." I said, "Hey, I'll buy off whatever you have." And he says, "You know what? I have the dice. I hate the game so much. Here, I'll just ship them to you for free." I'm like, "Are you sure? I'll send you money." He's like, "Nope." And so I have 3 dice bags full of Star Wars / Genesis dice. And actually, the other one I'd like to do is, I mean, I've been looking at the Star Wars. In some ways, I like it better than the regular Genesis. In other ways, I like the Genesis system better. But that Twilight Imperium, I'd like to try some of that at some point. Which uses the same system as Star Wars. They just don't have force points and force abilities.
Yeah. One thing I kind of like, and it's maybe it's a silly thing, and I think I mentioned it before. These like things like the advantage, failure, success. If you ever listen to the score of a battle in Star Wars, it has these like emotional notes that are being followed as things happen. There's like, oh, there's a threat. And literally you roll a threat. It's like, and it's just like, oh, there's a triumph. And it goes back and forth between those little themes within the whole score of a battle, and it's just it's really cool. Like, I'm like, oh, this is, and as I was when I watched this, my first experience with this game was a actual play, and like that's what I was thinking in my head as I'm rolling these things, is those like sounds from the score.
Yes, well, I was trying to think. Like I said, I need to get up and running, and I'll have to pay for a website. But when we get close to this, I'll start paying for it, and I'll upload for the Foundry. And one is that I can do a couple things in there. One is everyone can roll the dice on there, so they can all see what it is, which I think is kind of cool. And then there are other things like you can hide stuff behind people. Like here's your sheet, you can do this. Here's your character. You can give them sight on what they're seeing, and they already have. That's why I said the Alien one already has the map. It has all the characters. It has everything that kind of automates most of it. I need to figure out exactly how to do combat. Not that I can't do it by hand. It's just sometimes it's like, well, why not let the system just keep a track of it while I'm doing my stuff? But I do like that fact. But I do like Dice So Nice because it feels like you're rolling real dice. At least by the look. But then people don't have to buy their own stuff. It's like, hey, you don't have to buy anything. We got to cover. As long as you don't mind click and roll or whatever it is, you just have to learn the command and how to do it. But yeah, you like full skill, and you add your the D&D the Alien one is you get stress. And the more stress you have, the more dice you get. But so like if you have 4 stress, you get 4 stress dice, which are added on top of your regular dice. And so you can get more successes that way. But if you roll a face hugger on the stress dice, then you then something happens. So you panic or you sweat or you do something like that, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool.
I am looking forward to it. Nice upgrade.
Well, no one complains when a droid wins. It's like, yeah, but a droid isn't known for pulling off the arms. Sorry.
So George, how many sessions are you comfortable with? That many, huh?
How many did he say? I didn't hear
He did.
from me. Oh, okay. Well, you know what? Some of these
Muted. Sorry.
Oh.
It was like I said the bestest, awesomest thing just now, and it's muted. Now I lost my mojo.
So how many sessions are you comfortable with?
I have several. I don't mind. If you want to take a break, I think I want to complete some kind of arc. I know you're interested in getting certain things for your character, and I want to get I'd like to get to obviously, yeah. So you guys are. I don't think I'm spoiling anything. I'm thinking about you guys going to Ossus eventually.
Okay.
I wanted to say something.
But
I want to see everybody else get like equal time, and I'm okay, letting them and having them, enjoying their arcs as well.
Yeah.
Even Omen, he in some Star Wars situations, nothing would change for him.
Yeah,
but,
it would.
Right. But
Yeah.
I would like to see, if he's got something, up in his cranium that he wants to do, I want to see him do it too. It's the same with off grid. He's got to have,
Mhm.
goals and ambitions. I don't want to be, it all be about me. I want to see everybody have equal
Yeah.
time, and that gives me the opportunity, to take a bio break. Because I'm kind of
Yeah.
famous for that.
Okay. So yeah, I got some ideas for off grid. I think well, he just wants to be free. Like he wants to be free of the Mandalorians and free of any kind of thing that ties him.
Turning my ship goes a long way
Yeah.
towards
Uh,
that. What I think would be cool is if you had like a maybe an hour or 2 hour one-on-one session with Shadow between now and next session. Like that's like his like he explores out for like the day or two that we're at this planet.
It
Has like a
it
thing going
might
on
be
there.
I guess it's a very wild place. I think maybe both of you guys should be out doing something together, just because it's going to be less sneaking into buildings and more of finding fi-
Finding some remote
yeah,
location.
finding something that's
Okay.
there. It might be
And the ship would
yeah,
help with that.
or exploring the planet itself, or
Okay.
being out there, and he'll need somebody with a blaster at least to.
So we're on a hard pause then. Nothing else. Not too much happens in the midterm. Like we come
Oh,
back and it's
yes.
roughly around the
I do,
time
and,
we
and
left
if you
off,
guys
I
want, we
guess.
could always just
We're gonna
hand wave
story.
Renvar. It's just sort of it actually works perfect because you guys wanted to lay low, and this is literally lore wise, it's like a place where somebody wanted to go and get lost, which was
Well,
his name was.
and I don't know if
It could just be a moment in the game, like a moment where it come up and it's like you sensed it as you went along. Like that's kind of how I would have played it.
Mhm.
It's like um, you know, it's like Vex, you sense this, like a presence, like the
Mhm.
whole lead
Kind of
into
like
it kind of
with
thing, and
like
you just
Luke
sense it remotely. It's alien, familiar at
seeing
the same
Obi-Wan's
time.
ghost on Hoth, go to Dagobah, being drawn to this
Yeah.
place so that I could, bump into the ghost of whoever the fuck that would lead me on my descent into
that's
dark.
Um,
okay. You're going to go to Dathomir.
You could be given
And you're
yeah,
going to find those really.
or
You're going to
yeah,
find a little
and
bit too much with the sisters. So
yeah, and Oleg might not necessarily be the guy that's going to lead you to your descent,
Right, but
but
no,
yeah, and we could find out. Yeah, he might. It's just lore wise, actually, that wouldn't make sense. But yeah, it's well, but I don't want to. It's good to that your character doesn't quite know who he is, but it's just a name that you would associate with the Sith. But
might have sensed though coming to the planet, being as he was
yeah,
there and all what happened on the planet.
and
I'm thinking it's more of a thing you felt more than you probably had as a
yeah,
fact.
the
You learned
that's
from
what
the book.
overall goals for Kyle Farr. You think he just wants to have a nice ship and kind of get better equipment and things like that? Is that kind of his thing? Like he just wants to, or he just want to see the galaxy, or is he just?
find a little
For
world of his
now,
own,
he
and
wants.
you know,
Yeah, his ship gets him away. He's going to be getting away from who's pursuing him,
Mhm.
hopefully, and he's happy to bring a group along with him of capable
Yeah,
individuals.
and he,
We can be like a mercenary company in a way, and at the same time, it's like Vex is cool. I don't mind him. He doesn't ask a whole lot of questions, and he's powerful, and seems to come by money pretty easy.
Mhm.
So I'm fine with him riding along or getting involved in
okay,
his
and
missions.
you can come up
I'm
if
glad
you
he's
want to
with
come up
them.
with anything in the backstory, like oh, he's got to go find his little sister or something like that. Feel free to pull up anything. That's the example from something. I'm just something like that, or feel free to do that if you want that. Or if we could do let's see. So we've established a few.
Trying to raise money to upgrade the ship. It's all about having the ship and the
So
ship
Okay.
functional.
have you looked at it? There are rules for upgrading the ship, not just money, but also using experience points.
I think
I'm gonna have to get further
I
into
think
some
we'll I think I'll
rules.
just use it with the money and have his character gain experience
Sure.
along. So he'll get he'll be better at the scanners and improve and then pay put some money in and improve the scanners, things like
No,
that.
I just meant that it the system allows you to do both. And I did hear someone say, "Oh no, you don't want to do this." Yeah, but if you look at Star Wars, if your ship gets blown up, odds are the whole party is a TPK anyway. So
Yeah, I want to put money and
Yeah.
such into the ship. Just keep improving it. Have it look kind of civilian, but at the same time, beefed up shields, beefed up, hull armor, sensor package, weaponry,
beefed up
countermeasures.
speed. Yeah, it's
There you
but I
go.
mean,
Yeah, beefed up
there's
hyperdrive.
a lot of stuff I think that
Swap out for a better ship, even or no?
So I'm up for mercenary stuff because, like, my character basically is he's fine with that. Like, he's fine with earning his income from his force of arms. So.
And I'm pretty tough, so it's not like I'm too worried about it. It takes a fair amount to kill my character.
Yeah, I'm probably the squishiest one of you all. Uh,
Let me put it this way, just because George and I were talking about it, it's like, well, that's a little high. Like, okay, all right, I know it's a little high. We'll bring it down. Basically, there isn't much that can take out my character other than like a really high level Jedi or really with high control, and maybe some starship weapons or something.
Really?
AT-AT just going. Pew.
No, it's
Really?
well, how do I put this? Because my character has a brawn of 8 and has armor of effectively 2. You roll your damage, and most weapons do like 4. Like they do anywhere from like 3 to 6 for most weapons. Even a thermal detonator is a 10 d6. So it's like I have a 50-50 chance of not getting injured by a thermal detonator. Yeah. So that's what I'm referring to. That's why it's like, oh no, you have to get in combat. I'm like, nope.
Yeah, and I was trying to find like ion weapons, which are meant for droids, but they're just basically stun weapons for droids.
They are.
Yep.
But the real point of that was, and if you wanted to, you could just simply say, hey, they ignore armor or something like that. But the real point of my character is like I'm using more as comic relief, so he can be useful without being overpowering. So that's why I was like, okay, we can have fun. And that was some of the things I was talking with George is the way the system works, especially for droids. I really wish they had done a money system or they'd done a point build system a little bit more than what they did. Because like, hey, guess what? You get 25 dice. Like, well, why would I put dice into skills when I can just keep on adding into attributes? And I really wish they had done a little bit better job in there.
I don't think they. I don't know. I'll have to look into that. But guys, it's about that time for me. I got church in the morning, and I had a really good time. I hope everybody else did. I hope everybody watching did. I will see 2 of you tomorrow in my game, and George, I hope you have a great week. You know where to get a hold of me. You did a really good job, especially since it's your first time.
All right. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. I'll try to be a little bit prepared for next week.
Hey, I mean, coming out of what your little hiatus and being sick and stuff, you did great. Don't sweat it.
Thank you.
Everybody had fun, and I hope everybody watching has fun. I hope everybody has a great rest of their weekend, and happy trails, everybody.
Have a good night.
See you soon.